expression is, I do indeed sit down with Mitch Canham. The last time we did this, I said, I want to be in a different venue next week. The next time we do it, and Mitch, bless your heart, your guys, here you are. Omaha, congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. They sure did it. They've been busting their tails all stinking year. Amazing watching them, like just in the opening ceremonies and getting the food and walking around the zoo last night. Everyone definitely stopped by the beaver exhibit and said hello to the beeves, the local beeves. But it just, tremendous what these guys have accomplished all year long. And I look forward to doing a handful more of these interviews with you for the pregame until the job is done and we're going home champions.
Mitch, it's an amazing place in your life. I mean, I just think I'm wondering if you could put in perspective a little bit for us what the place has meant to you in your life, coming here as a player 3 times, coming back with 2 national championships, and now bringing a team here as a head coach. Can you share just a little bit about what the place in this event means to you?
Yeah, I've tried to explain to some of the players before just my thoughts on it and what this place really feels like when you get here. And even then, I hear some of the guys already saying I had no idea it was really like this, and we haven't even played a game yet, right? But like yesterday, as we were having that dinner, we're pulling up where Rosenblatt was, and you could see the foul poles up there still, and it brought back so many memories. Just that ride up the hill and taking the turn into the parking lot. I remember those butterflies of excitement that were just racing through your veins. And even landing yesterday or 2 days ago, looking out the window and looking at the landscape and getting on that bus, it just instantly started clicking back those emotions that you felt being here as a player. And we were very fortunate. We were here 3 years in a row. And so it really felt comfortable towards the end of it. It was just what you do, and you didn't know how to react otherwise from those situations. And so it's the most amazing gift in sport to be able to have the opportunity to go do this. I know the guys are watching the other games, but we come down outside the hotel and everyone's surrounding the bus, welcoming all the guys, go Beavs, and they're just amped up and ready to go and so proud of what these guys have done, as we are as well. And getting to see Case this morning, I'm so happy him and Susan are out here to watch the games as well and support Oregon State as they always have the entirety of their lives. So it's the tremendous amounts of joy. It's hard to say. There's a few of those days in life that you have that you're just overwhelmed with gratitude and elation for what's happening. And, this is definitely one of them.
It's been amazing. Cannon Reeder was my pregame show guest earlier. He just says he knew it was going to be special, but it's been even more amazing. And like you said, not a game's been played yet. I think back to the trip we made earlier this year to the Heartland in a series at Nebraska, but you had the team bus drive by. We're all looking at this stadium a couple of months back. It's a long road to get here, but you were close, and it felt like that was a moment during the course of the long, challenging season, which you eventually triumphed in to get here. That was important for the guys to see it and visualize.
I agree. And it's once you have that image in your head, you have something that you can really push forward with rather than this idea. And once you see it, you can fight for it even more. So it's just a small, not even a taste really, of what you're looking for, but it gives you something as motivation. And, for each of these guys to get out there and go through the practice and everything and the hardship, the coming through the loser's bracket, I feel like in this moment, I feel it deep inside of me that, now is okay, guys, we've gone all through that to build for this moment. And now we just go, we let loose the reins and we go attack, and we don't need to, feel any of the struggles. We've been through it all right now. And so now let these strong young men go out and compete their butts off. And I'm very confident when I say I don't see them worrying about any negative events. I see them bonding together and focusing on one another and not the noise or the up downs of the whole situation, just consistency of what they worked for all year.
Let's close with a thought then, Mitch, on the game itself and this first challenge. It's against anybody that's here has had a great year. There are no bad days in Omaha. It's a true doctrine just to be here. is a great thing. But everybody wants to win this thing, and Louisville has an outstanding club, and they run a little bit, too. I look at the stolen bases and think I haven't seen numbers like that in a while. So what about them? What else characterizes them? But they run a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do, and they play solid defense around the infield. They'll bunt, and they'll put the ball in the gaps. They got some guys with some solid power numbers, too. The guy they're throwing tonight has a big-time arm. It's, upper 90s fastball, good breaking ball as well. I mean, I as watching them and trying to prep for them, said, we got to do what we've done all year long. Go out there, play solid defense, pitch in the zone, make high-quality pitches in the zone as well. We can expand from time to time, and our offense needs to, be as present as possible, which we've been seeing a lot of lately. So.
Yeah, and so Mitch Canham has a club that is preparing to stay as locked in as they have been at the plate. Dax Whitney, a true freshman, hoping to follow the example of Kevin Abel's true freshman heroics here in the 2018 College World Series, the last time the Beavers were in this grand event. It's the diamond anniversary of the College World Series in Omaha. The first two, as you have probably been aware of in the Beavers' many trips here, we go over the history of this tremendous event. The first 2 years were in Kalamazoo in 1947 and 1948. Wichita State had the College World Series in 1949, and then Johnny Rosenblatt and the city of Omaha's leaders made a pitch to get the event, and it's been in this great city ever since. From 1950 to 2010, at the Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium, the Diamond on the Hill, and now here in downtown in a beautiful ballpark, and I think fans have become fully reconciled to it. It plays truer than it did in those early years. Danny Hayes, his ball that he crushed against Mississippi State would go out tonight. It's a warm, but not nearly as humid as what we've often experienced here. Only 43%, 87 degrees. Mitch Canham meeting at home plate with a quartet of umpires, and Dan McDonald, who has done a tremendous job. Dan McDonald was the head coach when the Beavers played here last, and he has made his now sixth trip to the College World Series in 07 against the Beavers in 13, 2014, 2017, their last in 2019, and now here in 2025. Mitch Canham making his first, and it's a delight to see Mitch. Pat Casey's here, staying in the same hotel. That image of Pat hugging Mitch, and in a very real sense, sort of a non-ceremonial, but it seemed like a symbolic passing of, okay, like a true son, Pat hugging Mitch, and Mitch reciprocating. That was a sweet image that came out of the Beavers' victory in the Super Regional that propelled them here to the 18 field in Omaha. Again, Coastal Carolina earlier today beat Arizona 7-4. The winner will play on Sunday at 4 o'clock Pacific against Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers have won 24 straight. The loser relegated to the losers bracket. The Beavers know of that and have worked their way through it here and most recently in postseason play at home. But they certainly would rather have a shot at the Chanticleers rather than Arizona at 1 o'clock local time, 11 a.m. Sunday morning. Before we go any further, just ahead of the first pitch to be made by Dax Whitney, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Dax Whitney to make the first pitch next to a dangerous hitter in Lucas Moore. The College World Series in Omaha. The Beavers are back, and so is the Beaver Sports Network. The first pitch coming up. The Beavs in Louisville next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Oh, speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, "We got eggs in the fridge." Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Pacific Power is proud to support Oregon State athletics by providing the safe, reliable energy that lights our campus, keeps our laptops charged, and powers opportunities every day. From the classroom to the weight room, from groundbreaking research labs to research stadium, Pacific Power is always there to help propel our students and our community forward. Pacific Power, powering your greatness. Let's go Beavs!
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Caraway, a drive to left field and deep. Williams goes back into the bleachers. A grand slam for Trent Caraway. Peterson, a drive to left. Back goes Chase Williams, back to the fence, and so long again. Eljo comes set. Nelly's 3-2 pitch taken. Strike three call. The Beavers return to Omaha.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Safeway. Stop into Safeway, your exclusive grocery partner of Oregon State Athletics. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts. And by Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. PacificOffice.com. Play ball! From Omaha, Nebraska, this is the College World Series. Now let's get ready for the first pitch.
Dax Whitney going to work on Lucas Moore and has worked the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes as we get underway under the 87-degree sunshine. The 2-2 breaking ball bounced by Dax, and he runs the count full to 3-2, and a guy that you simply do not want to see on the base paths in Lucas Moore. Moore is hitting .353, 5 homers, 48 runs batted in, leads the country in steals with 51. Dax ready, the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung out and missed. Strike 3. You need not worry about coping with Lucas Moore on the base paths as the ball game gets underway on a strong note for Dax Whitney with a McDonald strikeout out of the gate, and that brings to the plate the left-hand hitting catcher Matt Klein. Matt at .327, 5 homers, 30 runs batted in. Dax Whitney, the pride of Blackfoot, Idaho. 6-3, 3.66, making his 17th appearance and start. Delivers a fastball in there for a strike. The count 0-1. Just getting underway. Under the sun, 43% humidity, 87 degrees, slight breezes blowing as we look out towards right center field. The strike 1 fastball missing high, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-hand hitting Matt Klein. A Ferris wheel has been added to the Fan Fest activities out beyond right center, something new here in the 2025 version. We didn't see that in the previous trips here. This is the Beavers' 4th trip to this beautiful ballpark in downtown Omaha. Dax misses high and away. 2-1 the count to Matt Klein, working quickly. Misses. No, he gets a strike as called by Angel Campos on a changeup. Good straight change to even the count at 2-2 to Matt Klein. Homered in each of the first 2 Nashville regional games. He missed nearly 2 months due to injury. Slider swung out and missed. Strike 3 for Dax Whitney. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dax. And he gets Matt Klein with a breaking ball. 2 down. And Jake Monroe, a right-handed hitter, the batter. First 2 batters in the lineup, left-handed swingers. Monroe at .345, 12 homers, 58 runs batted in, coming off 3 home runs in the Super Regional. Louisville getting here by taking 2 of 3 from Miami in Louisville. First pitch, fastball, knee high for a strike. 0-1 the count. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the first inning. Dax working with Wilson Weber. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third. Strike one, slider swung on and missed. And Dax Whitney is a strike away from fanning the side. Speaking of picking up where a freshman right-hander left off 7 years ago. In the outfield, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. The strike 2 pitch hit high in the air to shallow left field. Gavin Turley moving in. Iva Arquette going out. Turley calls, makes the catch. Glasses down, looking into the sun, handles it easily, and the inning is over. 2 punch-outs for Dax Whitney and a pop fly. A great tone setter by the freshman. He retires Louisville in order. We go to the bottom of the first inning of the greatest show on dirt. The Beavers back in Omaha in the College World Series. Louisville nothing. The Beavers coming up on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
As a locally owned company celebrating 25 years in business, the Barbers are excited to support the Oregon State Beavers. Come in and get the works. A full-service experience including a precise haircut, relaxing shampoo, scalp massage, and a hot lather neck shave by the most experienced barbers around. When it comes to men's grooming, nothing beats a true barbershop experience. Come and get yourself ready for game days. Book same-day appointments now online by visiting thebarbersonline.com. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with the tools and services to make running your business smooth and easy. WaFd Bank is here to help make it happen with options like credit cards, term loans, lines of credit, and cash flow tools like FinSync, so you get paid in hours, not weeks. It's never been easier to get the funding and tools you need to grow your business and meet your goals. Take on the new year with a best bank. Visit wafdbank.com or your local branch and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. Member FDIC, loans subject to credit approval.
Bottom of the first inning, Patrick Forbes ready to go to the top of the order for the Beavers. No score. Dax Whitney retiring the Louisville Cardinals in order. It'll be Trent Caraway, Iva Arquette, and Gavin Turley coming up. Louisville coming in at 40-22 overall. They went 15-15 in ACC play, and they really staggered down the stretch and then had to work their way through with a little bit of help to get out of the first 2 rounds. Winning the Nashville Regional, advanced as an at-large unseeded team to the Nashville Regional. Vanderbilt, the #1 overall seed, was upset. And so that made the path to get out of Nashville a little less formidable. The Cardinals defeated East Tennessee State 8-3, edged Vanderbilt 3-2, and then beat Wright State 6-0. In the Super Regional, took 2 of 3 from Miami in Louisville to get to Omaha. But down the stretch, Louisville lost its last 3 ACC series and 5 of their last 6 ACC series, and went out in Game 1 of the ACC tournament against Pittsburgh. So they were not flying high were the Cardinals before postseason play, but here they are in Omaha finding their way through. The hard-throwing Patrick Forbes delivers a fastball at 96 to Trent Caraway. Trent takes a strike, the count 0-1. No score, bottom of the first inning. Trent Caraway, 270, 12 homers, 47 runs batted in. A magnificent grand slam against Florida State in the Beavers' 14-10 Super Regional title game on Sunday. The strike 1 pitch, off speed, misses inside, and I think there's a communication device breakdown for Patrick Forbes, the right-hander. The home plate umpire, Angel Campos, out with Forbes' battery mate, Matt Klein, to either replace or fix the malfunctioning device that signals in the pitches from the dugout for Louisville. Taking a look at the defensive alignment for Louisville, Patrick Forbes and Matt Klein, the battery. Tig Davis at first, Kamayu Neighbors at second, Alex Alicea at shortstop, Jake Monroe at third, In the outfield, Zion Rose in left, Lucas Moore in center, Garrett Pike in right. The outfield alignment straight away and medium depth. This is a pitcher's ballpark, even though it's become truer as the years have gone along since the early days, 2011 through 2015. Fastball to Caraway in there for a strike at 95, and the count to Trent 1-2. 335 down both lines, 375 to the power alleys, 408 feet, to straightaway center. The 1-2 pitch, Caraway takes the fastball down and away. Patrick Forbes had 4 consecutive outings earlier in the year in ACC play where he didn't get out of the 4th inning. But like his own team, got hot when it counted. 13 strikeouts against East Tennessee State in the Nashville Regional. And he gets a strikeout here of Trent Caraway. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Both hard-throwing right-handers open their outings with strikeouts. Dax Whitney for the Beavers, Patrick Forbes for Louisville, and Iva Arquette, the batter. You may have seen in The Athletic Keith Law, who has been revising and amending his mock draft virtually every season long. This week has the Beaver shortstop Iva Arquette, who takes a fastball at 97 for a strike, 0-1 the count. He has moved, has Keith Law, one of the college baseball experts and MLB draft analyst, to number 1 in his mock draft. Fastball just outside, and the count 1-1 to Iva Arquette. 354, 18 homers, 65 runs batted in. At a presser, all 8 teams involved. Iva didn't want any of that kind of talk. He's just locked in and focused and trying to help the Beavers win a ball game here today. He swings at an off-speed pitch from Patrick Forbes and doesn't get it. 1-2 the count to Arquette. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Patrick Forbes to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 down. Hitting is hard enough, and Jim Wilson, who was with me during the Corvallis Regional and the Super Regional at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, talked about the encroachment of shadows over the home plate area back in Corvallis. Well, we have that effect now in the much larger Charles Schwab's Field here in Omaha. Capacity of just over 24,000 watched Arizona and Coastal Carolina earlier today. Gavin Turley swings at a fastball and a little late on it, 0-1 the count. But Patrick Forbes is coming out of bright sunlight on this dirt field, grass field, the greatest show on dirt as it has been here in Omaha for 75 years. But the hitters engulfed in shadow on both sides of the plate. Forbes is strike 1 fastball, a check swing. No swing, says first base umpire Jeff Head. And the count to Turley 1-1. Gavin at 346, 19 homers, 66 runs batted in. 2 outs, nobody on, scoreless in the bottom of the first. Patrick Forbes rocks and kicks and delivers a fastball just outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Wilson Weber on deck. Angel Campos, the home plate arbiter. Jeff Head at first. Scott Latendra at second. Kellen Levy at third. Some familiar names from the old Pac-10 days. The 2-1 pitch to Gavin. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. The pitch was way outside and went to the backstop. Not caught by Matt Klein, but Gavin way out in front. Missed it badly, and Patrick Forbes is a strike away from fanning the side. In the Super Regional against Miami, he went 5 2/3, 9 strikeouts. Fastball up, ball 3, 3-2. 2 strikeouts to open his outing here against the Beavers. He's gone full to Gavin at 3-2. In 66 innings overall this season, 52 hits, 33 walks, 107 strikeouts. Forbes to the plate. Fastball hit sharply, but right at the shortstop, Alex Alicea. He fields cleanly on a hop and throws to first to get Gavin Turley. Similar starts for hard-throwing right-handers. Dax Whitney struck out the first 2 batters, induced soft contact for an out. Here, Patrick Forbes strikes out the first 2 Beavers. Hard contact from Gavin, but an out. So both teams go in order in the first, and we are underway in the 2025 College World Series, and the Beavers return to Omaha. Louisville 0, The Beavers nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
A long way from save territory, but if we get there, know that all saves this year are presented by WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank, you deserve a best bank. No score to the top of the second inning. Dax Whitney preparing to face the hottest hitter in this Louisville lineup. The right-hand swinging Eddie King Jr. coming in at 362, 17 homers, 60 runs batted in. Over his last 10 ball games, Eddie hitting .556 with 7 homers and 17 runs batted in. He was the Nashville most outstanding player. Dax starts him with a breaking ball away, ball 1. Whitney struck out 2 and retired the side in order in the first. He just made his 15th pitch of this young ball game. Fastball swung on and missed. Dax at 94. Eddie King Jr. late in getting around. A right-handed hitter with Garrett Pike and Zion Rose to follow. The 1-1 fastball rides high and inside on Eddie King. 2-1. Eddie King Jr. hitting .556, 20 of 36 over his last 10 games. Takes a fastball for a strike. And the count 2-2. Trent Carraway deep and near the line at third on this immaculate field. Time called. Eddie King Jr. out of the box to adjust a pad on his left forearm. They do just such a great job in all aspects of the College World Series in its 75th year in this city. Fastball fouled into the stands right below our press box vantage point. The same booth, I'm grateful to say, that I occupied when the Beavers put the finishing touches on the 2-hit complete game shutout by Kevin Abel against Arkansas here in 2018. And Arkansas is back. The 2-2 pitch, slider swung on and missed. Strike 3. One away, and the third strikeout for Dax Whitney. He is filling up the zone here early. Tremendous job by Dax. The teams in the field. Coastal Carolina, which has already won, defeated Arizona in the first game today, 7-4. Tomorrow, UCLA and Murray State, with Arkansas and LSU in a huge SEC showdown tomorrow night. First pitch fastball to Garrett Pike, swung on and fouled straight back by the left-handed hitter. 0-1 to Garrett, standing in at 294, 4 homers and 39 runs batted in. Pike, a transfer from Toledo. The strike 1 pitch, fastball just outside. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year at Toledo, Pike hit 21 home runs for a school record and is the career home run leader at Toledo as well. Changeup swung on and missed. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pike. Zion Rose, the on-deck hitter. No score. Top of the second inning. Dax Whitney working out of the sun into the shadows for the 1-2. Off speed, swung on and missed. Strike 3 again. Whitney has faced 5 batters, has struck out 4 of them. And that brings to the plate Zion Rose, the only player to make contact. Jake Monroe flying out to left field to end the first inning. Zion, a right-handed hitter, .315, 12 homers, a team leading 63 runs batted in. He was recognized last night in the reception and gathering at the Henry Dorley Zoo for dinner and a free tour around the zoo for families and friends and all the ball players at one of the great zoos in the world. Zion was recognized in ceremonies beforehand for a 3.98 GPA, tremendous academic achievement. He takes down and away ball one. The 1-0 fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. And he too, a danger when he gets on base. 30 for 33 in stolen bases. Fastball sprayed foul into the stands to our right, and the count goes to 1-2 to Zion Rose. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the second inning, no score. Dax Whitney looking to retire the side in order again against Dan McDonald's Cardinals. Fastball just missed. And the count 2-2. That touch 95. Dax has been 93 to 96. His counterpart Patrick Forbes touched 97 in the bottom of the first. The 2-2 breaking ball swung out and missed. Strike 3 to retire the side. Dax Whitney strikes out the side in the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom half. A great start for Dax Whitney. Louisville nothing, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Oregon State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Bottom of the second inning, no score. Pat Casey is up on the Charles Schwab Field scoreboard out in right field, being interviewed by one of the in-house entertainers and getting a huge ovation from the fans and Beaver Nation that surrounds him in the area right behind the Beavers dugout on the third base side. Pat did a pretty good job, didn't he? I'll tell you what, it's just so inspiring to be around him, to see him. And he checked in last night as the team was getting ready to head up to the reception and dinner, and just the receiving line for Pat, giving out hugs to all. It was a great thing to see, and good to see him on the big board here in Omaha. Wilson Weber takes the first pitch from Patrick Forbes here in the top of the second inning. Down and away. The 1-0 pitch to the Beavers catcher also misses for ball 2. 2-0. Wilson Weber, A.J. Singer, and Tice Peterson. Fastball pumped in there for a strike, and the count 2-1. Wilson at .333, 12 homers, 57 runs batted in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Patrick Forbes rocks, kicks, delivers, and the breaking ball is chased and missed. And that evens the count at 2-2. Dax Whitney has retired the first 6 Louisville Cardinals. Patrick Forbes retired the side in order in the bottom of the first inning. A.J. Singer on deck. Fastball on the 2-2 pitch is taken Strike 3 call. One away, and A.J. Singer will come to the plate. A.J., the right-hand hitting second baseman, 309, 3 homers, 39 runs batted in. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Source Health Plans, with plans for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligibles. Pacific Source does what's right, not just what's required. Patrick to the plate. Fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Early in the game, neither team's had a base runner yet. Dax Whitney and Patrick Forbes both appear to be pretty dialed in, filling up the zone. 3 strikeouts for Forbes. Comes back 0-1 and delivers strike 2 with a good fastball, knee-high outer half. No balls and 2 strikes to Forbes. Just 4 wins on the season. A bit mysterious, but did have that mid-season 4-game stretch. Singer takes high. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes, wherein he didn't get past the 4th inning. With that kind of velocity and good stuff, that's hard to reckon with. But it can happen to the best. Forbes delivers, fastball just outside, good take. You can hear Angel Campos giving a little play-by-play through the ESPN feed that we're receiving and saying, no, that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to A.J., 1 out, nobody on. Forbes back to the plate, looped into shallow right. Going out is Tate Davis in foul grounds and makes the catch. Heading into that perilous Arkansas triangle territory, not quite as far over, and is able to make the catch, running away from home plate with a backhand. The ball rolled to the webbing of his mitt, but he held on in foul grounds for out number 2. And Tice Peterson, the designated hitter, will be the batter. Speaking of that infamous triangle for Arkansas fans and a blessed triangle for Beaver Nation, the Omaha World Herald today with a tremendous edition, a 75th anniversary edition of this event. And in memorable games, and there have been a lot of games here over the years, as you would imagine, in 75, the Beavers-Arkansas game 2 makes the list. Tice Peterson taking a fastball outside from Patrick Forbes. The 1-0 fast one in there for a strike to Tice. 1-1 the count. Peterson at 282, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the second, no score. The 1-2 pitch is off speed and swung out and missed. Forbes is commanding his stuff. Dax Whitney through 2 has done the same. Tough on the hitters. Tice Peterson has a shift on. Second baseman Kamayu Neighbors over on the left side of the diamond. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tice, who waves at the 1-2 off-speed pitch in the dirt. Doesn't get it. Strike 3, and the inning is over. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. Dax Whitney has 5 through 2. That kind of night thus far. And through 2, Louisville nothing. The Beavers nothing. On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Beaver fans. Holt Ag Solutions is proud to be your premier dealer for top tractor brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and more right here in Oregon. With expert technicians and quality parts, we are here to support your operation from start to finish. Stop by any of our Oregon locations to see the latest models from Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and all your favorite ag brands at Holt Ag Solutions. Or call 888-HOLT-006 to talk with one of our ag experts today.
Relax and unwind at Seven Feathers Casino Resort.
Whether you're staying overnight in their award-winning hotel or lounging in your RV at their top-rated RV resort, all of their amazing amenities are available to you.
Dine at the new Cow Creek Marketplace, Cow Creek Restaurant, or K-Bar Steakhouse.
Pamper yourself with a massage, facial, pedicure, or all free at River Rock Spa.
There's something for everyone at Seven Feathers Casino Resort, I-5, exit 99 in Canyonville. Your place to play. Proudly owned and operated by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Umpqua Dairy, a Northwest favorite since 1931. No score to the top of the 3rd inning at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha. And again, the majestic Missouri River across the way, the longest river in the United States. And The National Parks Department has its headquarters for the Lewis and Clark Historic Trail, located, in fact, I can see the building within my sight, near the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge. I stopped in yesterday, picked up some literature, and had a great conversation with one of the National Park workers, and we looked at the map and marveled over the trip. Poor Meriwether Lewis wrote a letter March 31st, 1805 from Omaha to his mother saying the natives say that the rivers are all connected here and we expect to be on the Columbia. Now remember, this is March 31st in 1805 in a half a day or so and should have a nice easy ride to the Pacific. Well, you got to admire his enthusiasm. Teague Davis swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball, a strike, and the count 0-2 to Teague. Teague, a left-hand hitting freshman. Teague spelled as the Hague, but with a T. 286, a team leading 18 homers, 50 runs batted in, no score, top of the third. Whitney to the plate, fastball hit foul to the left and out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Teague Davis, Alex Alicea, and Kamayu Neighbors in the third for Louisville. Their 6th trip to the College World Series. A check swing on appeal, swing on the off-speed pitch, strike 3. Wilson Weber gathers the ball out of the dirt and tags out Teague Davis for the swinging strikeout as judged by third base umpire Kellen Levy. 1 away, 4 straight strikeouts for Dax Whitney, 6 in the ballgame. And Alex Alicea, the hitter. Alex, a switch hitter, a sophomore. 310, a homer, 24 runs batted in, 30 stolen bases. Dax has done a good job cutting down on the running game so far in that he hasn't allowed a base runner. Fastball down and in to Alex, 1 ball and no strikes. Out of St. Thomas More High School in Milwaukee, finding his way to Louisville. Swings at a fastball and fouls it back. The count 1-1. 1 out, nobody on in the third. No score. Thanks for joining us on the Beaver Sports Network and all year long doing the same. Wish you all could be here. A lot of Beaver Nation has come. Some who wanted to weren't able to get tickets. Others have bought them off the secondary market. Breaking ball down, ball 2, 2-1 from Dax Whitney. But it is an event, a bucket list kind of thing. Larry Knudsen, my good friend, and Tom Phipps' good friend. The 2-1 pitch, fastball grounded to second, fielded by A.J. Singer. A.J., who knows the territory, picks it up and throws to first to Jacob Craig, the first assist on the infield. Only Gavin Turley has been another defender involved, save for the battery of Whitney and Weber. 2 down, and Kamayu Neighbors the batter. Last night, as we gathered at the Henry Doorly Zoo and had a wonderful time, a dinner for all 8 teams, a reception, recognition of all 8 clubs, and then a tour of the zoo on our own. AJ is the only player on the Beaver roster who had been there before, and that's because he played across the river for 2 years for Iowa Western in Council Bluffs, which I can see out of the Charles Schwab press box window that I'm blessed to be sitting in. Kamayu Neighbors, a switch hitter, takes a strike. The 0-1 pitch, a line drive to left. Turley started in, fights the sun, and makes the catch to retire the side. Excellent read by Gavin Turley on a ball that got clearly into the path of the sun, and he kind of jelly-legged and crouched down and almost had the look of a guy, well, I hope it lands in the glove. Good job by Gavin to get the right read and play it through the bright sunlight here in Omaha. And Dax Whitney has retired the side in order again through 2.5. Louisville nothing, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Want to make a difference for Oregon State University students and alumni? It's as easy as becoming a member of the OSU Alumni Association. Whether you're an OSU graduate, a family member, or a big fan and believer, become a member today and get access to exclusive perks while supporting the university you love. Purchase a membership for yourself or as a gift at fororegonstate.org/join. That's fororegonstate.org/join.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair.
From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
Bottom of the third inning in Omaha, no score. Louisville and the Beavers. In fact, no base runners yet. The Beavers hope to change that against hard-throwing right-hander Patrick Forbes, with the conditions equalizing a little bit now with Patrick Forbes engulfed in shadow. The batter's boxes and the pitching mound 60 feet 6 inches away from home plate. Now in the shadows on this warm and beautiful night in the heartland. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. Local people respond. Local people make decisions. Local people make sure you're happy. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved. What a great job the locals have done with this event low these 75 years. Jacob Craig takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. The last game we saw a Beaver pitcher pitch in here was one of the great performances in College World Series history. Kevin Abel, a complete game 2-hit shutout. The strike one pitch to Jacob is away. And the count 1-1. But the Beavers, after defeat in Louisville 11-4 in 2013 in an elimination game, came back a couple of nights later behind Matthew Boyd to stay alive. And that was a brilliantly pitched game by Matthew. The 1-1 pitch to Jacob, a little low, ball 2, 2-1. Jacob Craig, Cannon Reeder, and Easton Talt in the bottom of the third. Matthew Boyd went all the way and shut out the Hoosiers 1-0 to keep the Beavers season alive. Jacob takes a fastball down and away, ball 3, 3-1. Jacob Craig at 251, 13 homers, 35 runs batted in. Had perhaps the most important hit of the season for the Beavers in the Super Regional last Friday night at home. He swings and chops one slowly foul Joey Wong's way. Joey, one of the Beaver heroes from Omaha in 2007, coaching at third. Brady Casper coaching at first. 3-2 to Jacob Craig. Patrick Forbes does not walk very many people. The right-hander kicks and comes with a 3-2 pitch, and it's a check swing foul or hit Jacob Craig, and it's the latter. It hit him, trying to back away from a fastball up and in, and the ball clipped him somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, but fortunately Jacob appears to be okay, and he becomes the ball game's first base runner. Getting hit by a pitch, and Cannon Reeder, the hitter. And we'll see what Coach Ryan Gibson, who calls the offense, collaborating, of course, with Mitch Cannon, may have in mind here. Does he ask Cannon to bunt? Cannon, my pregame show guest last hour, squares and takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. The Beavers will bunt. Cannon Reeder is among the better bunters on the club. The leadoff hit batsman, Jacob Craig, held on at first by Tag Davis. Cannon not bunting here and takes another strike with a fastball. He's quickly in a hole, 0-2. Reeder at 298, 8 homers, 35 runs batted in. The Beavers with 31 sacrifices on the season. Cannon with 4 of them. A.J. Singer leads the club with 8. Easton Talt has 7. 0-2 to Cannon Reeder. Ground ball slowly to second. Neighbors goes to second for 1 and on to first for the double play, 4-6-3. Patrick Forbes quickly erases the hit batsman. Reeder showed bunt, took a strike, and then the bunt was taken off, and he grounds into the double play. And Easton Talt makes his way to the plate. Easton, the team leader in walks drawn with 62. And in spite of a prolonged slump, Easton did his job in that he still has a solid on-base percentage of .441. The team leading 62 walks team leader in steals, second in sacrifice hits. We'll try to get something going with 2 down now. The first pitch fastball pops in and out of the mid of Easton Talt, high for ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. Bottom of the 3rd. Matthew Boyd, a 4-hit complete game shutout against Indiana in 2013, 1-0. Fastball, Talt late, swings and doesn't get it. The count 1-1. Dax Whitney has faced 9 and retired 9. Patrick Forbes hitting Jacob Craig, but with a double play ball has a chance to face the minimum on his own through 3. Comes to Talt, fastball swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. Trent Caraway on deck. Louisville pitching among the 8 College World Series teams, the lowest team ERA in postseason coming in. Talt hits one foul to the left and out of play. It remains 1-2 the count. Pretty good earned run average. The mnemonic device that I use is Koufax from 65. Struck out 382 guys and going 26-8 and had an earned run average of 2.04. Pretty high for him. He was 1.73 the next year. But a 2.04 team ERA in the postseason for the Cardinals. Fastball misses up and away to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Talt with 2 down, nobody on. No score in the 3rd. Roger Williams, the associate head coach, is the pitching coach who has helped guide this club. Slider taken, strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Thanks to the double play ball deftly turned 4-6-3. Patrick Forbes emulates his counterpart. Patrick and Dax Whitney have each faced the minimum through 3. And after 3 in the College World Series in Omaha, Louisville nothing, the Beavers nothing. On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the RAV 4th inning, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Now, back to the game.
Through 3 innings at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Nebraska. Louisville, no runs, no hits, and no errors. The Beavers, no runs, no hits, and no errors. To the top of the 4th inning, back to the top of the order for the Cardinals under head coach Dan McDonald in his 19th season and 6th trip to Omaha and 14th NCAA regional. It'll be Lucas Moore, Matt Klein, and Jake Monroe against Dax Whitney. First pitch, off speed, swung on and missed. Good change. 0-1 the count. Dax finished the season very impressively, even in a no decision against Florida State. He delivers strike 2 on a breaking ball. So a change and a breaking ball to jump ahead. No balls and 2 strikes to Lucas Moore, whom he fanned to open this ball game. 4 2/3 innings for Dax against Florida State in what turned out to be that miraculous come from behind win. Strike 2 fastball taken. Strike 3 called. 1 away. Lucas Moore has been up twice and has struck out twice. He was the toughest hitter during the ACC 30-game regular season, the toughest hitter in that conference to strike out. And Dax Whitney has punched him out twice One away in the fourth. Matt Klein, the batter. Matt struck out in the first inning. Dax Whitney's 7th strikeout. Fastball high and away to Matt. Ball 1-0. Against the Seminoles last Friday, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Working quickly, delivers a fastball. Actually pulled the string on it in their first strike. The count 1-1. Left-hand hitting Matt Klein at the plate. No score in the fourth. Big breaking ball misses high. Ball 2, 2-1. Dax Whitney and Wilson Weber, the Beavers battery. Jacob Craig at first. A.J. Singer at second. Ivar Arquette at short. Trent Caraway at third. The 1-1 breaking ball fouled at the plate. Hard slider diving down and in on the left-hand hitting Klein. And the count to Matt 1-2. In the outfield for the Beavers, dealing with a pretty tough sun in left, Gavin Turley. Cannon Reeder in center. Easton Talt in right. The 1-2 breaking ball. Back swing on a pitch in the dirt. No swing, says the third base umpire Kellen Levy. And that runs the count to Matt Klein to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Louisville has yet to have a base runner. The Beavers have had one, erased on a double play ball. The 3-2 fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. 8 strikeouts for Dax Whitney, and Jake Monroe will come to the plate. Dax racking up those strikeouts, all presented by McDonald's throughout this 2025 campaign. At BECU, a member-owned not-for-profit credit union, they're proud to support OSU athletics, and they put their members' best interest first. BECU, Power in People, insured by NCAA. Membership required. Restrictions apply. First pitch breaking ball lifted foul into the stands to our right. The count, no balls and 1 strike to Jake, who flied to left field in the first. Whitney strike 1, fastball in there, strike 2. 0-2 the count. We are being treated to a classic pitcher's duel. It's still early, but both of these guys know their way around the mound. Dax Whitney, the true freshman for the Beavers, and the veteran Patrick Forbes for Louisville, right-hand junior. Off speed in the dirt, the count 1-2 to Monroe. No hits in the ball game for either team, and Dax Whitney trying to keep it that way and retire the side in order again in the fourth. 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch, just low, ball 2 on an off-speed delivery. 2-2 the count to Monroe. Eddie King Jr. on deck. Warm and mostly clear night. Beautiful night for baseball. Fastball grounded to the left of A.J. Singer and into right field. Base hit. Jake Monroe, not only the first hit of the ball game for Louisville, he becomes the first base runner. He is not one of the rabbits out on the base paths. There are a lot of them, but Monroe, who singles to right with 2 down, is just 2 for 4 in stolen bases. Louisville coming in with by far the most stolen bases among the 8 teams in the College World Series. 155 in 175 attempts. Fastball to the right-hand hitting Eddie King Jr. misses a bit high. Ball 1-0. Dax Whitney just made his 54th pitch. He wants a new baseball to work with. Jacob Craig holding Jake Monroe on. Dax retiring the first 11 batters. There was a World Series game October 8 of '56 where a guy retired 27. That was the Major League World Series. Fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. The man who threw the perfecto himself, Don Larson, put to rout the myth, the idea that one should never talk about a no-hitter or a perfect game while it's in progress. I just learned this recently. Larson himself. The 1-1 breaking ball, and a good one. Swung on and missed to Eddie King Jr. The count 1-2. 2 down, nobody out of the fourth. Everybody's trying to avoid Larson as that game goes along. Mickey Mantle went into the clubhouse to use the bathroom, came back out. And as Mick walked by, Larson says, well, Mick, you think I'm going to do this or not? The 1-2 fastball is grounded through the 6-hole into left field for a base hit. Gavin Turley gets the ball back in. Stopping at second base, Jake Monroe, Eddie King Jr. with a base hit to left, and Garrett Pike, the batter. And the second time through for at least Monroe and King Jr. They seem to shorten up a little bit and get ground ball singles. One through the 4-hole, this one through the 6-hole. Garrett Pike, a left-handed hitter, the batter. Garrett struck out in the second. Adam Brable coaching at first. Eric Snyder coaching at third for the Louisville Cardinals, who have runners at first and second and 2 down. Garrett Pike takes a strike on a straight change. 0-1 the count. Mickey said later that he about fell over when Larson made that query. Well, Mick, do you think I'm going to do it? Mickey helped him with a backhanded catch. The strike one off-speed pitch, high to Pike, and the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dax Whitney retiring the first 11 Louisville Cardinals. The back-to-back base hits, the first threat of this baseball game. Whitney out of the stretch. The 1-1 fastball up. Ball 2, 2-1 to Pike. Garrett struck out on his first at-bat. The Cardinals trying to break through after slumping down the stretch, losing 5 of their last ACC series, 5 of their last 6. Won the Nashville Regional and the Louisville Super Regional to get here. Fastball swung on and missed. And that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pike. Dax Whitney, a big-time moment here, trying to keep the 0 on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. Delivers, fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, and he does exactly that. He strikes out the side for the second time in the ballgame. Has 9 strikeouts through 4. Louisville gets a couple of base hits, but they leave 2. We'll get a station ID when we return at the end of 3.5. In Omaha. Louisville nothing, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Weyerhaeuser, a global leader in sustainable forestry and wood products manufacturing, is proud to offer a wide range of exciting career opportunities at our mills, distribution centers, and working forests across Oregon and Washington. Along with competitive wages, Weyerhaeuser offers full benefits and career growth and development opportunities in a great work environment with great people. Get started by applying online at wy.com/careers. Go Beavs! Weyerhaeuser is an equal opportunity employer.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Bottom of the 4th inning, no score. Patrick Forbes has made just 44 pitches through 3. The top of the order coming up for the Beavers: Trent Caraway, Iva Arquette, and Gavin Turley against the hard-throwing Louisville right-hander. And before we go any further, on this warm night, but a little less muggy than usual here in the Heartland, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. As the earth turns and the shadows shift, Forbes is back in sunlight again, but Trent Caraway sees the ball just fine. Swings at the first pitch, a line drive, base hit to left field. The Beavers get their first hit, and it's Trent Caraway leading the way. No score in the bottom of the 4th. The leadoff single for Trent, and Iva Arquette, who struck out in the first inning, will make his way to the plate from the third base dugout. The Beavers, the home team. Coastal Carolina beat Arizona in the first game of the 25 College World Series 7-4. Coastal Carolina will play the winner tomorrow, 6:08 Pacific time of this ball game. The loser relegated to 11:08 tomorrow in the loser's bracket against Arizona. Iva Arquette takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1 the count. Caraway held on by Tate Davis. The strike one pitch missing down and away to Iva. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Knife River. Knife River is building Beaver Nation and making communities stronger. Knife River, a people first company. A throw to first, and Trent Caraway just did get back. Good quick move by the right-hander Patrick Forbes. Caraway leaning a little bit. I meant 155 stolen bases for this Louisville club. That's a high number, particularly in this day and age. But in 1972, the pitch to Arquette down and away, the count 2-1. Wichita State brought a team here to the College World Series up the hill at Rosenblatt that had 333 stolen bases in a season. The 2-1 pitch, Arquette, a swinging bunt up along third, charged by Jake Monroe. The throw and a hop to first is not in time. Monroe's throw made it close, but Iva Arquette running to the safety bag, painted green in foul territory, got it in his sights and beats out the infield slow roller. 2 on, nobody out. Gavin Turley makes his way to the plate. With the Beavers trying to break through. Louisville showed some life in the top of this 4th inning with 2 outs, back-to-back base hits. But Dax Whitney struck out Garrett Pike to end the threat. The Beavers here in the bottom of the 4th have back-to-back base hits, but with nobody out. Gavin Turley, the batter, grounded to short in his first at-bat. The pitch to Gavin to the backstop. A wild pitch chased down by Matt Klein. Trent Caraway into third. Iva Arquette to second. And a tremendous opportunity for the Beavers' all-time runs batted in leader. Their all-time home run leader to add to his record run batted in total and give the Beavers the initial lead in this ball game. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Gavin grounded to short in his first at-bat. Coach McDonald has his infield back up the middle, even with the bags at the corners. Forbes from the stretch, the 1-0 pitch, a check swing and a breaking ball down and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Wilson Weber, the on-deck hitter. The Beavers with an excellent chance to break through here in the bottom of the 4th. Caraway at third, Arquette at second. The 2-0 pitch to Turley, taken for a strike. The count 2-1. Gavin certainly looking for a fastball hittable and got a breaking ball that he took. Good pitch by Forbes. 2 balls and 1 strike. No score, bottom of the 4th. Turley trying to change that. He grounds one to the second baseman, and he will. A run will score. The ball fielded by Kamayu Neighbors, and he throws out Gavin Turley. But on the play, Trent Caraway comes down the line to score. Arquette takes third. The Beavers lead it 1-0. Gavin Turley with his 67th run batted in of the season. And now Wilson Weber has an opportunity to drive and run with an out. The 187th RBI of Gavin Turley's remarkable career. 1-0 Beavers. Arquette at third, 1 out. And now Dan McDonald instructs the infield to play in. They do not want to concede a second run. The pitch to Weber is grounded into left center field. Base hit. Arquette trots home. Weber takes a turn and holds. The Beavers lead it 2-0. Tremendous job by the Beavers' hottest hitter down the stretch, Wilson Weber. His 58th run batted in. 2-0 Beavers. The wild pitch looming large, as it did, and the Beavers remarkable comeback against Florida State last Friday night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. A.J. Singer, the batter, 2-0 Beavers in the bottom of the fourth. A.J. fouled out to the first baseman, Tate Davis, in the second inning. He takes a fastball, does A.J. for a strike. 0-1 the count, a bluff by Matt Klein, keeping an eye on Wilson Weber at first. Both Trent Carraway and Wilson Weber have offered at the first pitch, and both have base hits. The Beavers leading 2-0 in the fourth. A throw to first, Weber back. Patrick Forbes and Matt Klein, the battery for the Cardinals. Tate Davis at first, Kamayu Neighbors at second, Alex Alicea at short, Jake Monroe at third, Zion Rose in left, Lucas Moore in center, Garrett Pike in right. Singer swings and fouls it straight back, and he's quickly in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes with Tice Peterson on deck. Louisville baseball at the university level began in 1909. In the Missouri Valley Conference, 63-75. The Metro, 76-95. Conference USA, 96-05. The Big East, 2006 through 13. Singer swings at a fastball late, doesn't get it. Strike 3, 2 down. 1 year in the AAC in 2014, and have finally settled in as a member of the Atlantic Coast Conference. And the Cardinals have been there since 2015. But they hip and hopscotched their way around for a long time before finally finding a home. 2-0 Beavers, bottom of the fourth. Tice Peterson struck out in his first at-bat. He takes up and in, ball 1, 1-0. Patrick Forbes, back-to-back excellent outings in postseason play, and he's pitched well here tonight. He has 6 strikeouts, but the Beavers breaking through for 2 here in the fourth inning. Lead it 2-0. Slider in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Tice, who swings and lines it into right field for a base hit. Wilson Weber will stop at second. Garrett Pike gets the ball back in. Nice piece of hitting by Tice Peterson. The Beavers with 4 hits in the inning. Came into the frame with none. That's a good sign for the Beavers in his second time through. Beginning to find some success against the estimable Patrick Forbes. And now Jacob Craig will come to the plate, and with the Beavers scoring 2 and getting 4 hits, no one throwing in the Louisville bullpen, but a couple of souls are up. I see some weights being lifted and some stretching going on, and the pitching coach will head out to the mound for a visit. He's the associate head coach, Roger Williams, and the pitching coach for a chat with Patrick Forbes. The Beavers have done a nice job breaking through against the hard-throwing right-hander here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Williams has been with Dan McDonnell from day one. McDonnell in his 19th year has had Roger Williams as his right-hand man. 2 on, 2 out, and a big opportunity for Jacob Craig, who was hit by a pitch in the third, to do more damage. And what's been impressive about the Beavers' approach here, not swinging too hard, they've made good contact. But they've found pulls with an approach that seems to be working. And Jacob Craig has gotten hot down the stretch and making an adjustment, as he calls it, the no-stride approach. He doesn't stride or step into the ball at all. He's able to get the barrel out, turn his hips and wrists and swing, and not getting out in front with his stride. Here, he's fooled, and he goes around on a breaking ball and doesn't get it. 0-1 the count. But the adjustment that Jacob has made, producing big-time results down the stretch when he and the Beavers really needed them. And nothing bigger than that 2-run single last Friday night at home. The strike 1 fastball from Forbes, down and away, ball 1, 1-1. Was on a breaking ball, a slider, and that no-stride approach. He stayed back, and then he turned on the pitch and drove in 2 with 2 strikes and 2 outs to tie The Beavers went on to win in 10 and were on their way to a super regional win. He looks at a good breaking ball for a strike, and the count 1-2. 2-0 Beavers, bottom of the fourth. 4 hits in the inning. An RBI ground out for Gavin Turley, an RBI single for Wilson Weber. Wilson at second, Tice Peterson at first. The 1-2 pitch to Craig, fastball taken, strike 3 called. The inning is over. But the Beavers get 2 on 4 hits. They leave 2 at the end of 4. The Beavers 2, Louisville nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Mitch Cannon teaches his team the values of hard work, dedication, and swinging for the fences. That's the same philosophy at Umpqua Dairy. For over 90 years, they've produced award-winning ice cream. Just like the Beavers baseball team, Umpqua Dairy has picked up its fair share of national championships through the years. Check out their flavor of the month at umpquadairy.com and find their Oregon-made ice cream at your favorite grocery store. Umpqua Dairy and OSU baseball, a home run combination. 2-0 Beavers as we move to the top of the 5th inning at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. Zion Rose, Teg Davis, and Alex Alicea, the scheduled hitters for the Louisville Cardinals. I mentioned the special section in an outstanding newspaper, the Omaha World Herald. A special section, the regular sports section, which contains a column by Tom Chattel, but also a pull-out section with previews of the games, breakdown, capsule form of all 8 teams here, and some other features. Looking at the 75-year history of the marriage between the College World Series and the city of Omaha. Really good stuff. Tom Chattel has an outstanding column, and he's been writing them prolifically over the years. First pitch breaking ball from Dax Whitney to Zion Rose, misses for ball 1. Zion struck out in the second. That was Dax's 63rd pitch of the ball game. He begins the top of the 5th with a 2-0 lead. 1-0 big curveball misses high, ball 2, 2-0. Zion Rose, Teg Davis, and Alex Alicea for the Cardinals in the 5th. Once again, shadows have crept over the mound, and it should be that way the rest of the way. The 2-0 fastball hit foul into the stands just below us to the right. The count 2-1 to Zion. Teg Davis on deck. The Beavers with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Freshman right-hander Dax Whitney trying to make him stand up here in the 5th. He misses low, and he falls behind 3-1. His second 3-ball count of the night. He's yet to walk a batter. He struck out 9, giving up 2 hits. The 3-1 pitch hammered to center. Back goes Cannon Reeder, but he's got to play. He's under it and makes the catch. 1 away. This beautiful ballpark holds those kinds of things. That ball was well struck, but it didn't even make the warning track. And when it first left the bat, it gave Louisville fans something to get at least momentarily charged up about. But slight breezes appear to be blowing in from center. It's a spacious ballpark, a pitcher's park, even though the dimensions here, the dimensions are the same as they were at the Diamond on the Hill, the old Blatt. But we don't have the jet stream blowing out. And now a fly ball to straightaway center. Cannon Reeder locates, moves in, and catches that one. 2 down. The zenith of Gorilla Ball, as outlined in the features today in the Omaha World Herald, was the 1998 National Championship game, wherein Mike Gillespie, the late great coach for USC, won the Trojans' last national championship. over Pat Murphy's Arizona State Sun Devils by a final score of 21-14. Fastball in there for a strike to Alicea. 0-1 the count. 2 down, nobody on. 2-0 Beavers in the fifth. Alicea grounded out to A.J. Singer in the third inning. The strike one pitch, changeup grounded slowly to A.J. Singer fields cleanly, fires to Jacob Craig. The inning is over, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for Dax Whitney in the fifth inning. So while that may have been exciting, and Dingerville and all the things that went on over the years, the stadium up on the hill with the jet stream and all of that, the bats that were alive and the balls that were alive and gorilla ball that was alive and well. This is a much tidier form of baseball and, to me, a truer test of the game. And so far, an excellent pitching outing for Dax Whitney and a strong one by his counterpart. But the Beavers did break through for 2 in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's still the Beavers 2 and Louisville nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey, Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Bottom of the fifth inning, the Beavers leading Louisville. Trying to play their way into a matchup with Coastal Carolina tomorrow night. 4:08 for Pacific time purposes. It would be 6:08 here. The same time slot the Beavers and Louisville are in here tonight, in kind of the cooler of the evening. Cannon Reeder will lead things off and is hit by the pitch. Cannon didn't need to move. The breaking ball from Patrick Forbes hit Cannon with no movement required. Cannon just took it, an off-speed pitch, and he's aboard, bringing Easton Talt to the plate, and almost certainly the bunt will be in order here. The Buntapalooza, part of Beaver lore here in this 2025 postseason. And while it was exciting to see the Beavers hit 15 home runs in the Corvallis Regional, I would argue that the most exciting inning for the Beavers in the Corvallis Regional was the 4 bunts in a 4-run second inning en route to a 14-1 win over USC in the second elimination game of that Sunday game a couple of weeks ago at Goss. Talt will almost certainly be trying to bunt here. And in fact, he turns and takes a fastball high with both corner infielders crashing. Ball 1, 1-0. 2-0 Beavers in the fifth. Talt looks into the dugout, studies Ryan Gibson. His corner infielders are coming in a hurry. Cannon Reeder, a good runner. Easton pulls the bat back and takes inside, ball 2, again showing. And with a hit batter, which wasn't close to the strike zone, and 2 pitches well out of the zone here, I wonder if Gippy might ask Easton to take a pitch and not give himself up 2-0. Trent Caraway on deck. 2-0 Beavers, bottom of the fifth. Easton squares, pulls the bat back, and swings and slices one down the left field line and well out of play. 2-1 the count to Talt. Talt is a very good bunter. He can bunt for a hit. And in fact, with the first baseman, Tag Davis, breaking away from Cannon Reeder after holding him on and crashing. Easton adept enough to get it by him. The 2-1 pitch, a full swing at the fastball. Fouls it back. 2-2 to count. Coach Gibson taking the bunt off, 2-0. And Patrick Forbes is pulled even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cannon Reeder 4 for 7 in stolen bases, held on by Davis. Brady Casper keeping a watchful eye. Cannon gets his lead. Forbes fires over there, and Cannon just did get back. A couple of very good moves here tonight, flashed by Patrick Forbes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Meanwhile, to Tolt, a left-hander begins to throw in the Louisville bullpen back of Forbes. Patrick again to first, and Cannon goes in standing up. Patrick about to make his 70th pitch of the night. The Beavers breaking through for 2 last inning, have their leadoff man aboard here in the 5th. 2-2 to Tolt. Fastball hit foul to the left and out of play. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A left-hander throwing, trying to get a read on his number. The right-hander Patrick Forbes ready again for Tolt, and another 2-2 pitch. That's rolled slowly foul past Brady Casper in front of the Louisville dugout. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin West, a left-hander from Phil Roof Country, the pride of Paducah, Kentucky, loosening up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Easton Tolt. Cannon Reeder hit by a pitch to open the inning. Coach Gibson wiped the bunt away on a 2-0 count. Now it's 2-2 with Tolt battling. The 2-2 pitch, a fly ball to center. Moving back is Lucas Moore, now in a few steps, and Lucas makes the catch. Good work on the part of both hitter and pitcher in that exchange. Tolt didn't get the runner moved, but he extended the pitch count for Patrick Forbes. 1 away, and Trent Caraway, the hitter. Tolt making out on the 7th pitch of the battle. Caraway jumped on the first pitch that he saw last inning, laced a single to left, and ended up scoring the first of 2 runs for the Beavs, who lead it 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The throw to first, and Reeder again goes back in standing up. I've got to read the detail, and somebody tells me there's even a YouTube video on it. But that Wichita State team that stole 333 bases in '72, their proclivity for stealing bases caught up with them in one of the more famous plays in the history of the College Baseball World Series. The pitch to Caraway down and away, 1-0 the count. I need to brush up on chapter and verse and the detail of the play, but the upshot is, I think it was Texas that was playing Wichita State. They had a ruse plan, a deke play plan. A beach ball, by the way, has landed on the warning track out in left center, being chased down by Lucas Moore. The Shockers ran and ran and ran and stole 333 bases in a single season. I mean, that's just staggering to think about. But the pitcher stepped off and threw, and the first baseman dived like the throw had gotten by him, and the second baseman and right fielder went racing to back up the play, et cetera, like the ball had been thrown away. The pitch to Caraway swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. The Shockers base runner, the Shockers first base coach, evidently all bought into the ruse. And I think the pitcher had the ball the whole time and he had stepped off, but the fake was so good that when the runner broke for second, Caraway takes a fastball for a strike, and the count 1-2. He was thrown out by plenty. That's what you get for stealing 333 bases. You can have it used against you. And that happened up on the hill in Rosenblatt in '72. 1-2 to Caraway, 2-0 Beavers in the 5th. Fastball swung and missed. 2 down, and Iba Arquette makes his way to the plate. The local media that cover this event so well, the Omaha World Herald, the television stations and so on, did their best in reading the articles today. I could see that the line of inquiry with Iba, each writer, each interlocutor with Iba, trying to draw him out, get him to talk about it, get him to talk about what he thinks about Keith Law, making him now the first player to come off the board in the Major League Draft in July. A throw to first, and Cannon Reeder back, and the ball caught by the first baseman, Tate Davis, and throws it back to his pitcher, Patrick Forbes. But I would just, he wouldn't do it, would not be drawn in, would not talk at all about it, because it's not as though, and everybody said what a sweetheart of a kid he is, and he is. Arquette swings, and it's a ground ball to the left of the second baseman. Diving stop by Neighbors, but then has no play and trying to come up with a handle. It's a base hit for Arquette. His second hit of the ball game. The other, a swinging bunt up along third. A good job by Kamayu Neighbors to smother the ball to his left. But even if he fields cleanly, to try to pop up and throw out Arquette would have been a tall order. Stopping at second base on the play, Cannon Reeder. Arquette with his second safety. 5 hits for the Beavers, 2 for Louisville. The Beavers leading 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And Gavin Turley, the hitter. Gavin is grounded to short, grounded to second. The ground out in the 4th inning produced the Beavers' first run. Iva just having the time of his life playing baseball collegiately for one final season. His name will come off the board, if not one, shortly thereafter. Turley takes a slider for a strike, the count 0-1. Gavin, too, will see his name called. Most mock drafts and people projecting have him late second or sometime in the 3rd. I think Turley will outplay that as a ball player. He's gotten so much better throughout his career here, and that arc will continue, I believe, for Gavin. The strike one pitch missing down and away. 1-1 the count. 2-0 Beavers, 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. Coastal Carolina winning earlier today 7-4 over Arizona. 24 straight wins for the Chanticleers. Just 1 home run hit in that ball game earlier. The pitch to Gavin outside, ball 2, 2-1. I bring that up only because Gavin's a guy, surely, that could get a pitch if not located properly by Forbes and turn it around. Mason White hit the home run for the Arizona Wildcats in their loss. The 2-1 off-speed pitch waved at and missed in the count 2-2. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Beavers, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. Cannon Reeder from second, Iva Arquette from first. A throw to second base, and Cannon steps back in. It really refreshing, quite honestly. Just, Iva is just such a delightful young man, great family kid, great teammate. One of the best players ever, albeit just 1 year in Oregon State history. The 2-2 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and the inning is over. The Beavers threaten. Patrick Forbes is pitching a dandy. So far, his counterpart has outpitched him. The Beavers leave 2. Dax trying to stay on a roll as we go to the 6th. The Beavers 2, Louisville nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services is your local nonprofit dedicated to providing employment opportunities to veterans and those facing physical and economic challenges within our community. Founded by a veteran in 2013, Blue Sun Inc. has helped more than 2,300 people find employment opportunities, resulting in more than $19 million in wages going back into the local economy. To learn more about Blue Sun Inc. and how you can help provide employment opportunities, please visit BlueSunInc.com. Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services, proud to partner with Oregon State Athletics. Go Beavs!
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Top of the sixth inning in Omaha, the Beavers leading Louisville 2-0. We were talking about the stolen bases and Wichita State's ridiculous 333 back in 1972. They did play 87 games that year. Back in the days of unbalanced schedules and the warmer weather teams. And I'm not sure how Wichita State, I never really quite considered them a warm weather area, but they played 87 games in 1972. But just by comparison, the Beavers this year have stolen about 300 less. In this, their 63rd game. Dax Whitney with a 2-0 lead as we go to the sixth, delivers a fastball for a strike to Kamayu Neighbors, the 71st pitch of the ball game for Dax. He had an 8-pitch inning last inning using his defense, a couple of fly balls and a ground out. The strike one pitch down and in to Kamayu Neighbors. 1-1 the count. Kamayu lined out to Gavin Turley in the third. Gavin is shallow straight away and left. The outfield alignment very shallow for Neighbors. No homers on the year. Fastball up. Ball 2, 2-1. But when the Beavers do steal, all brought to you by Steel. Consistency in outdoor power equipment is Steel strength. Real Steel. Find yours. Visit steeldealers.com and go Beavs. Fastball inside. The count goes to 3-1 to Kamayu Neighbors. Home plate umpire Angel Campos asking for time as one of the attendants here gathers a beach ball out in left field. The beach ball tradition has been brought down the hill from Rosenblatt. All part of the allurement, the atmosphere of this incredible event, the College World Series. The 3-1 pitch hit foul off third. Wilson Weber comes back, has a look, and this will carry into the stands. And that runs the count full to 3-2 to Kamayu Neighbors. The left-hander that had been throwing, Jackson West, no longer doing so in the bullpen for Louisville. The Beavers have a right-hander up. The 3-2 pitch is high, and there is the first walk of the game for either pitcher. And it comes in the top of the sixth inning. Unfortunately, it comes as a leadoff free pass to Kamayu Neighbors and brings Lucas Moore to the plate. The third time through now for Lucas, the toughest hitter in the ACC to strike out. But this is the third time through. The conditions are a little more user-friendly now, with both pitcher and hitter completely in the shadows under the lights here at Charles Schwab Field. Fastball high, ball 1-0. Lucas Moore was showing bunt. 2-0 Beavers. Louisville doesn't bunt often, but okay, they have 38 sacrifices on the year. The 1-0 pitch is high, ball 2. A throw down to first. Back to the bag goes Kamayu Neighbors. Kamayu 13 for 15 in stolen bases. And Dax Whitney, who has been incredible tonight, loses a little bit of command in the zone on this warm night in the heartland. The ball game started in 87-degree weather. It has dropped 1 degree to 86. The humidity staying stable at 43%. But no longer laboring in the bright sunlight, but still a warm 86 degrees for Dax Whitney, who walked Kamayu Neighbors and is behind to Lucas Moore and Wilson Weber asking for time and heads out to the mound. Dax in his 4 2/3 last week in the Super Regional, 97 pitches. His career high is 104. A throw to first base, and Neighbors back to the bag. He's about to make his 79th pitch here tonight, with the Beavers leading 2-0. Top of the sixth inning. The winner plays Sunday against Coastal Carolina. The 2-0 fastball just outside, ball 3. Huge sequence in this baseball game unfolding before our eyes. A leadoff walk and a 3-0 count to Moore. Matt Klein on deck. Dax trying to relocate now. The right-hander ready. The 3-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. And the count 3-1. Lucas taking all the way. Matt, another left-handed hitter on deck. Eric Segura is loosening up in the Beavers bullpen. We're trying to get onto the winner's side of the bracket and play Coastal Carolina here at 4:08 Pacific time Sunday afternoon. The loser relegated to play in Arizona at 11:08 Sunday morning. Whitney again to first, and the ball dropped by Jacob Craig. They had him picked off. Oh my goodness. Jacob Craig does not hold on to the ball, and the first base umpire, Jeff Head, was pumping his fist to call out on Kamayu Neighbors, and the ball pops out of Jacob's mitt. We'll see how big that one plays now. Whitney's 2-1 pitch, a base hit to left field. That's how big it plays. Neighbors stops at second. Instead of 1 out and a man on, it's 2 on and nobody out, and baseball is an excruciating thing, as you well know. 2 on, nobody out from Matt Klein. Tough. Great move by Whitney. And Kamayu Neighbors dead to rights. Craig slapped the tag down, but when he pulled the tag up off of Neighbors, the ball popped out of his mitt. So now Louisville with runners at first and second, nobody out. Matt Klein, the hitter. Matt has struck out twice. He has not sacrificed on the season. But the 2 strikeouts, you wonder if that might change Dan McDonald's mind a bit about the way to approach things here. The pitch to Klein, a ground ball slowly Craig's way. Jacob has only one play and takes it to the bag himself. So it is not a bunt, but it acts like a sacrifice. A little slow roller to Craig. 1 out. Kamayu Neighbors to third. Lucas Moore to second. Jake Monroe, the batter, with the tying runs in scoring position for Monroe, who has flied to left and had the first base hit of the ball game for Louisville with 2 down in the 4th. Rich Dorman making a slow walk out to the mound. I don't believe this is to make a move here. Dax Whitney is up to 82 pitches, albeit in the high temperatures of Omaha in the mid-80s. And I think he's talking more about approach, how to go after Monroe. Dax has had the strikeout pitch working marvelously, has 9 Ks. This, of course, is a situation where a strikeout would do him wonders. The Beaver outfielders get together out in center field for a chat. Gavin Turley, Cannon Reeder, and Easton Talt. And I'm wrong, as I have been most times in my life. The Beavers are going to go to the bullpen here. And Dax Whitney's night is over in the top of the 6th inning, having made 82 pitches. It's a little surprising to me, but it could be that Coach Dorman, with a much closer look and understanding his personnel so much better, seeing some fatigue going on with Dax. Dax will be coming out, and Beaver Nation, which has been regularly rising to their feet back home to cheer on their pitchers coming out of ball games behind the Beavers dugout, salute the outstanding effort of freshman Dax Whitney, who comes out. Eric Segura in, and I think it's just a little bit of the location betraying Dax that compelled Rich Dorman to make a move. And the call to the bullpen goes to Eric Segura with runners in second and third and 1 out. Presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. 2-0 Beavers, top of the 6th. Runners in second and third for Louisville with 1 out when we return on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Right-hander Eric Segura, who has walked 6 batters in his last 5 and a third innings, takes over with runners at second and third and 1 out in the top of the 6th inning for the Beavers, who lead it 2-0, facing Jake Monroe with an 0-0 count. The Beavers with their infield back at normal depth up the middle, even with the bags at third. Segura's fastball swung on and missed by Jake Monroe. 0-1 the count. 2-0 Beavers in the 6th, but a walk and a base hit, and the Cardinals threatening. Kamayu Neighbors at third, Lucas Moore at second. The strike one pitch pulled foul outside of third, and Segura quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Dax Whitney, 5 and a third, has a chance to win it. The Beavers can keep these runs off the board. 3 hits, a walk, 9 strikeouts. Segura with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Set, kicks, delivers a 1-hopper at Arquette, off of Iva's shoulder, no play. A 1-hopper right at Iva. A run scores. Kamayu Neighbors in to score. 2-1 Beavers. And an error will be charged. A rare one indeed for Iva Arquette. I do think, even though the ball was hit hard, that it was playable, and we've seen Iva make much tougher plays than that all year long in his amazing season. But he is charged with an error instead of the second out of the inning. Arquette with just his 5th error of the season, a fielding percentage of .982 as a shortstop coming in. Leads Kamayu Neighbors to score, but perhaps as important, the tying run, Lucas Moore 90 feet away with only 1 out. Runners at first and third. Eddie King Jr., the batter. You can give an RBI to Monroe. The first pitch to the backstop, and it comes off backstop like a pitch back to Wilson Weber, and holding at third base is Lucas Moore, but Jake Monroe into second on the wild pitch. The double play thus no longer in order. 1-0 to Eddie King Jr., and Louisville with a chance to take the lead with a base hit here in the 6th. An 0-2 pitch, and Segura got a lot of the plate. The ball was hit sharply at Arquette, who was back. A run would have scored, but the Beavers were, in theory, going to get the second out of the inning and be an out away from maintaining the lead at least. The pitch is way outside to Eddie King Jr. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1 Beavers in the 6th. The Cardinals with runners at second and third and 1 out. Segura delivers very high, ball 3, 3-0. Garrett Pike on deck. No one throwing in the Beavers bullpen. 3 balls and no strikes. The tying run 90 feet away. The Beavers back up the middle defensively. The 3-0 pitch swung out and missed by Eddie King Jr. Eddie with 17 homers on the year, green lighted. Swings through the fastball. 3-1 the count. Lucas Moore at third, Jake Monroe at second, 1 out. Segura's 3-1 fastball swung on and missed. And the count 3-2. The Beavers scoring 2 runs in the 4th. Louisville has cut the lead in half with a run in the 6th and a great opportunity to do more. The 3-2 fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. Huge punch out for Eric Segura. Getting Eddie King Jr., the Beavers infield can return to its normal depth all the way around the diamond. With the left hand hitting Garrett Pike coming to the plate. Pike struck out twice against Dax Whitney. 2-1 Beavers, top of the sixth. Segura trying to keep it that way. Comes to the plate. Fastball swung out and missed. 0-1 the count. A walk to open the inning. Always a perilous way to begin a frame. Followed by a base hit. There's been an error in the inning. 2-1 Beavers in the sixth. The 0-1 fastball a little high, and the count 1-1. Louisville will get an arm going in the bullpen again here momentarily. Eric Segura on in relief in the sixth for Dax Whitney for the Bees. Eric's 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. Wilson Weber wants a new baseball to throw back to his battery mate. 2-1 to Pike with first base open. Garrett, a left-handed hitter. Zion Rose, the RBI leader for the Cardinals, on deck. Segura out of the stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball fouled at the plate. And the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Segura tried to do a tremendous job here under the circumstances and keep the Beavers in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. 2-1 Beavers, top of the sixth. The right-hander ready. Out of the stretch works Segura. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball pop foul off third. A long run for Wilson Weber. He comes as far as he can and makes the catch near the Beavers dugout. And the inning is over. Tremendous job by Eric Segura picking up Dax Whitney, giving Dax still a chance to be a winner in his debut in the College World Series. Louisville does get a run in the frame on a hit, an error, and 2 left in scoring position. At the end of 5.5, the Beavers 2, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
All health plans do what's required. Pacific Source Health Plans does a little more than that. They provide human service, not automated phone trees, and they offer extra support for members who may be struggling. Pacific Source Health Plans going beyond what's required to put members first. Bottom of the sixth inning, the Beavers leading Louisville by a score of 2-1. Right-hander Patrick Forbes getting ready to face Wilson Weber, A.J. Singer, and Tice Peterson. Wyatt Danielewicz, a left-hander, is loosening up in the bullpen back of Forbes. Patrick about to make his 83rd pitch. Excellent work by Eric Segura out of the pen to keep the Beavers in front. The first pitch to Wilson, off speed and inside, ball 1. Weber has struck out looking, then jumped on the first pitch that he saw from Forbes in the fourth. Drove a single to left to score Ivo Arquette and put the Beavers up 2-0. He takes a breaking ball for a strike and the count 1-1. All of the defenders, save for a little sliver of sunshine for Lucas Moore out in center, now completely in shadow. Twilight time here at Charles Schwab Stadium. The 1-1 pitch A fastball dropped by Matt Klein, but Angel Campos had a good enough look at it, didn't penalize the receiver for the drop. Ball strike 2. 1-2 the count to Weber. 2-1 Beavers, bottom of the 6th. Weber swings and misses at the off-speed delivery, strike 3. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th, and A.J. Singer will be the batter. The 10th strikeout for Patrick Forbes. Forbes is coming off 13 strikeouts and 6 2/3 against East Tennessee State a couple of weeks ago in the Nashville region. Fastball for a strike, and the count 0-1 to A.J. Singer has fouled out and struck out. The Beavers with 2 runs on 4 hits in the 4th inning. And not much noise other than that. A strike 1 pitch, missing down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Violent push-up from Forbes. You might be able to discern here in the background the grunt as he pushes off. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, stroke to left field, base hit. Singer gets a hanger and knew what to do with it. A line drive with authority into left field for a 1-out single, and Tice Peterson, the batter, the Beavers' 6th hit of the night. Tice with a ground ball base hit to right field in the 4th inning. A.J. Singer with a nice swing. Young man who played junior college baseball across the river. And as I look, I can see Iowa from here. The Bob Carey pedestrian bridge linking the 2 states. Over the wide Missouri, a throw to first base, and A.J. back and stopping into that National Parks headquarters for the Lewis and Clark Historic Trail. I was glad I introduced a song to those folks. They'd never heard Oh Shenandoah. Oh Shenandoah, what a beautiful tune it is. The pitch on the way. Peterson takes just inside, ball 1. And even though they're right on the Missouri River, and the reference to in that beautiful tune, unforgettable kind of tune, across the wide Missouri. So we played it, listened to it happily together yesterday afternoon. I know how to have a good time. The 1-0 breaking ball down and away. Check swing by Peterson, no swing, and the count goes to 2-0 to Tice. But the 2 workers in the National Park headquarters for the Lewis and Clark Trail thank me. They said, well, they've got something else to tell their visitors about. The reference to the wide Missouri, the longest river in the United States. 2-0 pitch, fastball hit foul into the stands, into the lower deck right below where I'm sitting, and a very good catch by a fan with 2 hands. Nice to see. 2 balls and a strike to Tice Peterson. 2-1 Beavers, bottom of the 6th. A.J. Singer, a 1-out base hit, held on by Tig Davis. Peterson takes the fastball up. Ball 3, 3-1. Forbes has not walked a batter. He's hit 2. The only walk Dax Whitney allowed came in to score in the top of this 6th inning. 3-1 to Tice Peterson. Forbes kicks and comes. Fastball swung on and missed. 3-2 the count. Jacob Craig on deck. A.J. a conservative lead. He draws a throw and gets back. Well, you'd like to see how that inning would have played out had the Beavers and the pickoff move been ultimately successful. It was a great move by Whitney to get Neighbors, who eventually scored the only run, but he would have been out. A ground ball, a diving stop, a tap of the ball trickles into shallow center field off the glove of Kamayu Neighbors. Everybody's safe. A base hit for Tice Peterson, his 2nd. A.J. Singer stops at 2nd. And Tice Peterson 2 for 3 with a base hit to put runners at 1st and 2nd and 1 out for Jacob Craig. The Beavers right-handed heavy and have been all year long. Nevertheless, Wyatt Danielewicz is loosening up back of Patrick Forbes. And Coach Ryan Gibson calling an offensive timeout here. Gippy pops out of the Beavers dugout on the third base side, and there will be a gathering. A.J. Singer, Tice Peterson, the runners, Jacob Craig, the batter, with Cannon Reeder on deck. It was so sweet to see Ryan Gibson's children last night at the Henry Dorley Zoo. Mitch Cannon's kids, Mike Henriques, the strength coach for the Beavers, his kids, and kind of a second generation of youngsters coming through Omaha. The Beavers with Mitch and Ryan coming in 05 and 06 together. Joey Wong part of the entourage in 07. We were reminiscing about Mitch and the Beavers catching carp on game day in 07 in the Omaha World Herald, carrying memorable photographs of Listman and Mitch and Darwin all holding up the giant carp they caught out of Conagra Lake, not far from here. Great times, and now they're all bringing their kids back. It's a beautiful thing. Jacob Craig at the plate. Jacob has been hit by a pitch and struck out. 2 on, 1 out. Fastball just outside to Jacob. Ball 1, 1-0. That was the 96th pitch for right-hander Patrick Forbes. Danielewicz, the left-hander, continuing to throw back of Patrick. 2 on, 1 out, 2-1 Beavers. Fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Jacob. The Beavers have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. It may be Wyatt Queen. I can't get a number quite yet on him. Fastball, a strike to Jacob. Good pitch, and the count 1-2. I mean, that pitch is virtually unhittable. Fastball knee high on the inner half, spotted up by the hard-throwing right-hander Patrick Forbes. Cannon Reeder, the on-deck hitter. The 1-2 pitch to Jacob. Fastball, check swing, no swing on appeal to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A.J. Singer at second, Tice Peterson at first. 1 out, 2-1 Beavers, bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch, fastball outside, ball 3, 3-2. Huge pitch in the ball game as the wave begins to roll through Charles Schwab Field. The Beaver players, Craig the hitter, the runners hoping to give the fans something else to fix their attention on. A turn and a throw by Patrick Forbes to Kamayu Neighbors. A.J. Singer gets back to second. 3 balls and 2 strikes as we hit 8 o'clock here in the Heartland. We'll get a station ID momentarily. 3-2 to Jacob Craig. 2 on, 1 out. The 3-2 fastball taken just outside. Ball 4 to load him up. Boy, it didn't miss by much. The tremendous discipline for Craig to lay off a fastball just off the plate. Cannon Reeder, the batter. 2-1 Beavers in the bottom of the 6th. A little frustration shown by Patrick Forbes not getting the call. He's up to 101 pitches as Reeder gets ready to come to the plate, and it looks as though we may have a pitching change here. Dan McDonald, the 19th year head coach, usually sends his pitching coach out, Roger Williams, for these kinds of visits. And I think we will indeed be seeing a move. Coming out of the bullpen gate in the right field corner will be the left-hander Wyatt Danielewicz. And as he gets ready to come in and begin his warm-up tosses, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Cannon Reeder will be the hitter with the bases loaded. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. The Beavers leading 2-1 Left-hander Wyatt Danilevich with outstanding numbers coming into the ball game to face Reeder with the sacks full. That gives Ryan Gibson, Mitch Canham and company a chance to talk things over about the approach here with Danilevich and whether Reeder's up there perhaps to try to get a safety squeeze down. We'll see when we come back. The Beavers 2, Louisville 1, bases loaded 1. We return on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
As Reese's celebrates a milestone anniversary, we're thankful to be part of your good times for 75 years. Our deliciously easy deli salads and ready-to-heat and serve side dishes are always a home run or grand slam, perfect for rounding out a buffet or last-minute entertaining. Keep the good times coming with deli salads and sides from Reese's. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
Wyatt Danilevich had been up, but he did give way to the guy that had been up earlier back of Patrick Forbes, and it is Justin West who comes into the ball game here in the bottom of the sixth, not Danilevich. They are both left-handers, and it's West who gets the call to face Cannon Reeder. The Beavers have loaded the bases. There's one out. The Beavs leading 2-1. And West into the ball game, the pride of Paducah in the great state of Kentucky. West making his 24th appearance, 2-2, an ERA of 6.12, 32 in the third innings, 33 hits, 19 walks, 47 strikeouts, a batting average against of .266. Cannon Reeder, the batter. Bases loaded, one out, 2-1 Beavs. A.J. Singer at second. At third, Tice Peterson at second. Jacob Craig drawing the Beavers' first walk of the night at first. The pitch to Cannon, a strike, and the count 0-1. Reeder has grounded into a double play and been hit by a pitch. The infield again had double play depth up the middle. Singer from third, Peterson from second, Jacob Craig from first. The strike one pitch to Cannon, hit down the right field line and foul, slicing well out of play. Garrett Pike has a look. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Nice job by Justin West. He has come into the ball game and gotten quickly ahead of Reeder with the sacks full. Easton Tolt, a left-handed hitter, on deck. Reeder with 1 sack fly on the year. Bases full, 1 away. Takes just outside, ball 1, 1-2. Justin West on for Patrick Forbes, who was outstanding again. But the runners are his responsibility. Cannon Reeder awaiting, the right-handed hitter against the southpaw West with a count of 1-2. Swings and grounds one to short. Juggled by Alicea. No play anywhere and everybody's safe. A.J. Singer down the line to score. The Beavers lead at 3-1. What would have been an inning-ending double play ball. Instead, an E6, the Beavers add to their lead. Bases loaded and 1 out for Tolt, unless we see a hitter, and we will. Both outstanding shortstops have errors in this ball game. Alex Alicea committing just his 2nd error of the season. .989 fielding percentage. We saw Iva Arquette commit an error when the Cardinals broke through for a run in the 6th, just the 5th of the year for Iva, just 2 for Alicea. An RBI for Reeder, 3-1 Beavers. Carson McIntyre, a pinch hitter, one of the heroes in the Beavers' victory over Florida State on Sunday to advance here to Omaha. Pinch hits for Tolt with the bases loaded and 1 out. The ground ball to short was hit pretty sharply by Reeder, and I think had Alicea fielded cleanly would have resulted in an inning-ending double play. Alicea boots it. Even Homer nods. Even Ivan nods. The Beavers with a 3-1 lead. Carson McIntyre hitting for Told with the sacks full and 1 out. Carson with a big swing, doesn't get it. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, that must hit me.
Carson McIntyre with a long home run off the bat in the first inning in the Beavers' 7-run frame against Wes Mendez in Florida State in the Super Regional clincher after Reeder had hit a 3-run homer. The strike 1 pitch is in there to Carson. Strike 2, so he needs to show a tough 2-strike approach, as Reeder did in putting the ball in play. Yeah, it should have been an inning double play ball, but he put it in play coming back from an 0-2 count. Peterson at third, Craig at second, Reeder at first. McIntyre slices one foul down the right field line and out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Beavers have added a run and lead it 3-1. Trent Caraway on deck. 0-2 to McIntyre. He started for the first time since May 11th in the Super Regional finale and homered. He swings and hits one foul again. Off to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes the count with 1 out. Brian Gibson has raved to me all season long about this kid's future. Well, as the late great George Allen would say, the future is now, but one gets the point. McIntyre will be a fixture in the lineup in the next couple of seasons. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Bases loaded. The Beavers leading 3-1. The strike 2 pitch is hooked foul down the left field line. McIntyre stays alive. He's still down in the count 0-2, but he's fighting off pitches. A.J. Singer scoring on the error by Alicea. Now Tice Peterson at third, Jacob Craig at second, Cannon Reeder at first. 1 away. 0-2 to Carson McIntyre. The left-hander West to the plate. Fastball got him swinging. 2 down. West filling up the zone. Gigantic out. Just as Segura was able to get a strikeout with 1 out and a runner at third. Now Trent Caraway, who hit a grand slam home run as the Beavers built the lead. Down 2-0 early to Florida State, then up 7-2, then up 13-11-3 on the grand salami, then 13-3 on Turley's homer, then 14-4 on the Peterson homer, and it was just easy street from there on in, right, Beaver Nation? The Beavs hung on to win 14-10, and here they are. Caraway swings and fouls one at the plate. No balls and a strike. Justin West trying to do a really good job and keep Louisville right in it. The Beavers with a chance to separate significantly here with the error that kept the inning alive and a runner at third in less than 2. Now 2 outs, bases loaded. Caraway checks on a fastball, no swings as first base umpire Jeff Head. Taken high by Trent, the count 1-1. Caraway has struck out, singled and scored, and struck out again. 3-1 Beavers, bottom of the 6th, bases loaded, 2 down. Justin West works out of the stretch, the left-hander to the plate, fastball, a strike, knee high. The count 1-2. Wyatt Queen is loosening up in the Beavers bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 down. And the 1-2 pitch is taken. Strike 3 called on a breaking ball. The Beavers get a break and then do not cash it in. They got a break to get a run, but had the bases loaded with 1 out and strike out twice to end the inning and leave 3. We go to the 7th in Omaha, and Wyatt Queen is on his way into the ballgame. Eric Segura did a great job. Wyatt Queen has a chance perhaps to bring the thing home. At the end of 6, the Beavers 3, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Whether it's OSU game day or you're getting ready for OSU game day, make sure Dairy Mart is on your playlist. With 39 neighborhood stores throughout the Willamette Valley, Dairy Mart has everything you'll need for a great game. Beer and pop, ice, chips, healthy, fresh-to-go snacks, even hot deli items, and your favorite Lock Me dairy products. Stop into your local Dairy Mart and get what you really want for Beavers game day.
Dairy Mart is here, man. Dairy Mart's right here.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Through 6 innings at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Nebraska, the Beavers 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Louisville a run, 4 hits, and 1 error. And indeed it is right-hander Eric Segura, who did a nice job, gives way to Wyatt Queen as we go to the 7th, 3-1 Beavers. Beaver Baseball is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers, a proud sponsor of Oregon State's Road to Omaha. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Wyatt Queen after a short and very effective stint by Eric Segura. Has the look of a guy, and just based on what he's done, it looks to me as though Rich Dorman is going to a guy he believes can bring this ball game home. Now, if Wyatt encounters any difficulty, certainly there are other arms that he will get ready. But the Wyatt Queen lever being pulled here as we go to the 7th strikes me as Dorr and the Beavs believe they have their guy out there now to try to take this ball game against Louisville, leading 3-1. And advance to a Sunday evening opportunity here, 4:08 Pacific against Coastal Carolina, which beat Arizona earlier today, 7-4. Wyatt making his 21st appearance, 3-1, an ERA of 3.35. His first pitch in the 7th is bunted to the left of the mound, barehanded by Queen, and overhands to Jacob Craig for the out. Nice and easy for Wyatt Queen. A pretty good bunt by Zion Rose. Didn't quite get it up the line enough. But Queen just pounced on it and played catch. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Teg Davis, the batter. Finishing the numbers on Wyatt, 2 saves, 45 2/3, 38 hits, 18 walks, 58 strikeouts, a batting average against of .230. His first pitch to Teg Davis misses low, ball 1. Teg has struck out and flied to center. 3-1 Beavers, top of the 7th inning. The 1-0 fastball fouled back, and the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Speaking of Toyota, remember your local Toyota dealers have also created a fan club for your favorite pet, Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter. Toyota and Oregon State give away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and much more. Sign up your pet today at OSUBeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, and the count moves to 1-2 to Teg Davis. Really appreciated the poise and aplomb with which Wyatt Queen fielded that bunt. No hurry, no panic. The 1-2 pitch, cutter, slider. He's got a 4-pitch mix, a bit of a gyro slider. Whatever it was, it broke sharply down and in, and ended up in the dirt. And the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Teg Davis, a left-handed hitter. Queen's 2-2 pitch, a little high, ball 3 on the change. 3-2 the count. Alex Alicea on deck. The Beavers getting a run in the bottom of the 6th. And Alicea contributed, certainly. A check swing, no swing on appeal, says third base umpire Kellen Levy, and it's ball 4 on the breaking ball in the dirt. And Alicea comes to the plate representing the tying run, the switch hitting sophomore. Alex has twice grounded to second. Kei Davis at first, 2 for 2 in stolen bases, held on by Jacob Craig. It's Wyatt Queen and Wilson Weber, the Beavers battery. Jacob at first with A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. Alicea, a line drive base hit to right field. Easton Talt plays it on a hop. Stopping at second base, Kei Davis. And Alicea, you know, smarting from the error and a possible inning-ending double play ball. Gets the first pitch he sees from Wyatt Queen and strokes a base hit to right. 2 on and 1 out for Kamayu Neighbors, who has lined to left and walked and scored. Kamayu drew the only walk that Dax Whitney issued to lead off last inning and ended up scoring a run. Now has a chance out of the bottom of the order to do some damage here. The Beaver lead is 3-1, but the tying run's on base for Louisville. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul, or was he in fair territory? The Beavers are arguing that he might have been in fair territory when touched by the ball and thus might be out. Wilson Weber pounced out of the catcher's box to make the point that perhaps Kamayu Neighbors had been struck by the batted ball or made contact with the ball again with his bat in fair territory. Either way, it would constitute an out if that occurred, and Mitch Canham's going to have the umpires gather to talk about a potential review here. Now, we have a monitor in the booth here at Charles Schwab Field. We see the quartet of umpires getting together to discuss what Mitch Canham is appealing. What is appealing is that the bunter, Kamayu Neighbors, was either in fair territory and struck by the bunt or made contact with the ball twice, the second time in fair territory.
After a crew consultation, foul ball.
No review. And whether that's a reviewable play or not, perhaps it isn't. But home plate umpire Angel Campo says after a crew consultation, foul ball. Nothing more added on. And we'll see if they caught a break here. It's close. Certainly he fouled the bunt back up into his helmet, but was his other foot out of the box? Perhaps not, but close. No balls and a strike to Kamayu Neighbors. Queen delivers, fastball just missed. And the count 1-1. The Beaver outfielders really shallow. You don't see that kind of depth in many ballparks. Neighbors without a home run on the year. The 1-1 pitch is a ground ball wide of first, speared by Craig, turns and races to first just in time for the out. Good job by Jacob. He was contemplating trying to throw to Iva Arquette to get the runner going from first to second. He hesitated and almost too long before making a decision to turn and go back to first, but he did get to the bag just ahead of the diving attempt into first base by Kamayu Neighbors. But that does act as a bunt, and I think that the head coach for Louisville is going to ask for a review of whether or not Neighbors was out at first base. So we'll see a challenge coming here. Dan McDonald will challenge the call of out at first base. Runners at second and third.
The out call at first.
With two down.
Previous call is under review.
Leadoff hitter Lucas Moore, the batter, with the tying runs in scoring position. Now Mitch Canham comes out after Dan McDonald's challenge was at least ruled to be a legitimate call. Certainly Jacob Craig got the out. This will not be overturned, so Louisville will lose a challenge. Those of you watching saw the Jacob Craig foot go onto the bag well before the hand came in on the green safety bag in foul territory. So this should be a quick review. It's easy. the call will stand. Nevertheless, Louisville does have the tying runs in scoring position.
After video review, the call at first is out, confirmed.
Thank you, Angel.
Louisville loses the challenge. They have one remaining.
Louisville has one challenge remaining. So, Jacob Craig gets the out that he needed. He contemplated making a throw to Craig. He made the right decision, even though the tying run is now in scoring position at second. Lucas Moore, the batter. 3-1 Beavers in the top of the 7th inning. Wilson Weber on his way out to the mound. Kellen Oakes has gotten up and is throwing in the Beavers bullpen. The sense you got was that Queen, who got an out on the first pitch of the inning, at least the sense I was getting, is that Wyatt was going to be given an opportunity to perhaps finish the deal if he was filling up the zone and pitching to contact, getting outs. Being in a little trouble here now. Runners at second and third and 2 down, and the trouble beginning on ball 4 to take Davis with 1 away. That Rich Dorman, with all of the possibilities in play, includes yet another arm perhaps before the night is over. 3-1 Beavers, top of the 7th. Lucas Moore, .353 hitter at the plate. Queen delivers, fastball slice down the left field line, deep in the corner, foul, and out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Lucas. Stop into any of your 39 neighborhood Dairy Mart stores and get what you really want fast, real fast. The Beavers 2 runs in the 4th, Louisville a run last inning. Beavers picked up a run in the bottom of the 6th, now clinging to a 3-1 lead in the 7th. With Tage Davis at 3rd, Alex Alicea at 2nd, 0-1 to Lucas Moore, the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals. The left-handed hitter awaits Queen. Wyatt out of the stretch. The right-hander kicks and comes to the plate. Change-up in there. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Wyatt is a strike away from getting through the inning. And this gathering of Beaver fans, they're here in good numbers, throwing down some noise on behalf of Queen. Shades of Goss. The strike 2 pitch to Moore. He tried to go hold his swing, but he goes around Wilson Weber. The tag on Moore. Strike 3. The inning is over. Tremendous job by Wyatt Queen to strike out Moore on a filthy pitch down in the dirt. And the Cardinals leave the tying runs in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Beavers 3, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osukconnections.org.
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Scout the goat from Bend. Scout loves to help around the farm and enjoys rooting for the Beavers year-round. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Charles Schwab Field. The Beavers leading the Louisville Cardinals 3-1. The Beavers have received tremendous pitching tonight. Dax Whitney setting the tone. The line on Dax ends up 5 1/3, 3 hits, a run, unearned, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. Eric Segura went 2/3, allowed a hit, struck out a batter. And Wyatt Queen in his first inning. Some big-time pitches, 14 pitches in the inning. He got an out on the first pitch of the frame. comes up with a strikeout when Louisville had runners at second and third, and one of their best hitters at the plate, and Lucas Moore. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Iva Arquette will lead things off against left-hander Justin West. The Beavers have had opportunities each of the last 3 innings. Arquette takes a strike from West. 0-1 the count. To Witt, the Beavers scored 2 in the fourth, but left 2. They left 2 in the fifth, and the bases loaded in the sixth, although they did plate a run. Iva takes the strike one pitch just outside. 1-1 the count. Arquette with a couple of infield singles in the ball game. Bottom of the seventh, 3-1 Beavers. The winner plays Coastal Carolina Sunday night. 6:08 here, 4:08 Pacific. Arquette swings and hits it foul to the right and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Iva Arquette. Left-hander Justin West picking up for Patrick Forbes, who was also very good. The action has indeed been on pitching here in lower downtown. Arquette smashes one to left center field, but playable. The ballpark is spacious, and it's not even close to putting pressure on the outfielders. Lucas Moore moves over. I said smash, and I think it was hit pretty well. But it's just a nice, easy out. Lucas Moore puts it away. 1 gone. Gavin Turley, the batter. Gavin is grounded to short. Had a ground ball up the middle for a run batted in the fourth for an out, but he got an RBI and struck out in the fifth. 3-1 Beavers, bottom of the seventh. Left-hander Justin West to the plate. Turley takes low and away. Ball 1. 1-0. The left-hander Justin West back to the plate. Gavin takes a little low. Ball 2. 2-0. Wilson Weber on deck. Two balls and no strikes to count. Turley swings and it's a ground ball into right center field by the diving Kamayu neighbors for a base hit. The great Mickey Mantle wrote a book. Well, he probably didn't write it. Most of Mick's stuff, Pete Rose's stuff, Babe Ruth stuff, most of the ball player stuff written by others. But Mick had a book that I loved as a kid called The Education of a Ball Player. If there were a book about Gavin Turley, I suppose you could adopt that, but it would be just, for me, the proper working title would be The Growth of a Ball Player. Gavin Turley into a complete player. A complete hitter, using the whole field. A ground ball single to right center with 1 out. Wilson Weber, the batter. 3-1 Beavers in the bottom of the seventh. Weber swings and fouls one at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Bob Gibson wrote a book, and from what I understand, I think he wrote it with Phil Peet, but Bob did most of the writing based on interviews that I heard with the great Gibby. Bob Gibson, one of the great pitchers in the history of the game out of Omaha Tech High School, wrote a book called From Ghetto to Glory, one of the best autobiographies. Wilson Weber swings and hits 1 foul to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to count. 3-1 Beavers in the bottom of the 8th inning. Roger Angel once asked the great Gibby, who grew up here in Omaha and ended up playing basketball at Creighton's arena right across the street from us now. The campus right behind us. Weber hits 1 foul to the right and out of play in the count 0-2. Baseball and basketball for Creighton. Angel, did you like growing up in Omaha? Gibson answered, not all that much. It's all right. It's what I know. He grew up on the north side of the city, the youngest of 7. He lived in a 4-room dilapidated shack, bitten on the ear by a rat as an infant. Wilson Weber swings and fouls one at the plate, and the count 3-1. But even though he may have said that circa 1980-81 to Roger Angel about growing up here, as the years went by, he made more appearances here at Creighton. And he just said, it's all right, it's what I know. It's what he grew up with. And his book, From Ghetto to Glory, with his own description of his neighborhood in Northside Omaha as a ghetto, is one of the great, kind of geared toward juvenile readers and so on, the juvenile literature genre, but From Ghetto to Glory is still worth reading. The strike two pitch to Weber, a line drive caught by the second baseman, Kamayu Neighbors, for out number 2. Wilson hit it on the screws, but the spray chart showing where Wilson likes to hit it. 2 down, and A.J. Singer, the batter. A.J. has fouled out, struck out, and singled to left. 3-1 Beavers, bottom of the 7th inning. There is no one throwing in either bullpen. The Beavers may change that here in a moment. Kellen Oakes has gotten back up. He's yet to play a game of catch, but he's up. Pitching has been magnificent for both teams. Fastball, a strike to A.J. Singer. 0-1 the count. Again, the Louisville Cardinals with the lowest team ERA in the postseason of the 8 teams that made their way through regionals and super regionals. Fastball for a strike, and the count 0-2 to A.J. Three to 1 Beavers, bottom of the 7th. Gavin Turley, a 1-out single now at first with 2 down. Gavin 4 for 5 in stolen bases, draws a throw and gets back. Tice Peterson on deck. A warm and nearly breezeless affair tonight here in lower downtown Omaha. Another throw to first and Turley back. A right-hander gets up and begins to throw in the bullpen back of Justin West. And Kellen Oakes playing a nice and easy game of catch in the Beavers bullpen in left field. 0-2 to A.J. Singer. He lofts one foul into the seats to our right. Just for a moment, I had a glimpse, just looking into the bullpen from here, where a right-hander is loosening up. That's where Trevor Larnach pulled one for his majestic home run over the bullpen in right field into the stands for the lead in the 8th in Game 2 against Arkansas. A magical moment. Singer takes high in the count 1-2. As I mentioned, that ball game came up several times in the pull-out feature in the Omaha World Herald as one of the great games and heartbreaking moments. Dave Van Horn and Arkansas back here, still in quest of their first national title. Singer swings and hits one foul back of the plate. Tom Chattel wrote that last year was an all-SEC affair. He said that you might remember the 2024 College World Series, 4 SEC teams and 4 ACC teams. The Powerball College World Series. And Chattel, the longtime columnist, says he likes this one better in 25. The pitch to Singer, line drive, base hit to right field. Gavin Turley on his way to third, and he will get there. Nice piece of hitting by A.J. Singer, going the other way for a 2-out single. He has base hits in his last 2 at-bats, and Tice Peterson, the designated hitter, to the plate, and a good job by A.J. Fighting back from an 0-2 count, and then gets a base hit to right. First and third, 2 down. Tice Peterson with 2 hits in the ballgame. The Beavers 3 runs and 9 hits. Louisville a run on 5 hits. The left-hander Justin West trying to get through a troublesome bottom of the 7th. The Beavers looking for precious insurance here. Peterson, though, pops one up on the right side in foul territory. Ted Davis comes as far as he can, and he makes the catch leaning into his own dugout to retire the side. Peterson, first ball swinging, fouls out. The Beavers leave 2 more. They've left 9 on in the last 4 innings. Can't quite deliver the big knockout kind of blow. But they have 3 going to the 8th, needing 6 outs to bring this first one home. At the end of 7, the Beavers 3, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Top of the 8th inning in Omaha. The Beavers leading Louisville 3-1. Wyatt Queen ready to go to Matt Klein. Matt will be followed by Jake Monroe, and then Eddie King Jr. with Kellen Oakes throwing back of Queen. Are you 55 plus in our community? If so, maybe you understand the Bob Gibson reference. Well, also, if you've ever wanted to be an Oregon State cheerleader, well, P3 Health Partners can make it happen. Go to OSUBeavers.com/senior cheer squad to learn more. Our thanks to P3 Health Partners for creating a very popular activity, the senior cheer squad at Oregon State. Wyatt Queen to the plate. Fastball swung on and fouled at the plate. No balls and one strike. Kellen Oakes, nice and easy in the Beavers bullpen on this warm, increasingly muggy night. The strike one pitch from Queen. The fastball sails high and away. The count 1-1. Chattel writing of the variety and likes variety better than the word parody in describing the field of 8. No returnees for the first time since '57. Queen delivers and just misses. I'm not sure where. And the count goes to 2-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Ivo Arquette, a rare error tonight, playing nearly behind the bag at second. The 2-1 pitch, a check swing taken, no swing, and the count 3-1 to Matt Klein. The Beaver pitchers have issued walks in each of the last 2 innings. The Beavers have only drawn 1 tonight. Pitching has been indeed at a premium. The 3-1 pitch, fastball for a strike to run the count full at 3-2, and it was Gibby. You talk about famous athletes in the history of sport, Wilt Chamberlain, others changing rules just by their very presence and impact on the game. Gibson, a major reason the mound was lower. The 3-2 fastball hit foul off to the left and out of play. Now, Gibby wasn't alone in 1968, the so-called year of the pitcher. But Gibson in '68, 21-9, an ERA of 1.12 with 13 shutouts. The 3-2 pitch, a line drive, base hit to left field. Gavin Turley over to play it on a couple of hops and gets the ball back in. That's a good piece of hitting by Matt Klein. It'll bring the tying run, Jake Monroe, to the plate. Monroe with 12 homers on the year, a left-handed hitter. Award on the Arquette error in the 6th. Single to right in the 4th. That accelerates Kellen Oakes' throwing program down in the Beavers bullpen. 3-1 Beavers, top of the 8th inning. A leadoff single for Klein, the 6th hit of the ball game for Louisville. Queen from the stretch and to the plate. First pitch slider for a strike. 0-1 the count. The winner plays Coastal Carolina Sunday 4:08 Pacific time. The 0-1 pitch, a check swing, but he went around trying to hold up on a pitch down in the dirt, and the count goes to 0-2 to Monroe. The gyro slider that Queen has developed under the tutelage of pitching coach Rich Dorman has him ahead of the count to Jake Monroe now 0-2. Eddie King Jr. on deck. 3-1 Beavers in the 8th. Nobody out, a man aboard. The strike 2 pitch just missed. And the count 1-2. I am slightly off center here and a little bit up the first baseline. Some of these pitches from where I sit look better than perhaps they are. 1-2 the count to Jake Monroe, although Wilson Weber looked over his right shoulder to inquire of Angel Campos. The 1-2 slider, that's taken. Strike 3 called. 1 away. A throw down to first. Matt Klein gets back. Now, if you're Matt Klein, and I can almost think along with him here, you called the last pitch a ball, but this one a strike. Well, maybe it's poetic justice, but whatever the case, it's a strike and an out. And Eddie King Jr., the batter. Eddie, 17 homers on the year, has struck out, single to left, and struck out again. Whitney, Segura, and Queen have combined to strike out 12. A throw to first base, and Matt Klein, who's not a runner per se, 1 for 3 in stolen bases, gets back to the bag. Shades of 68 going on around the ballpark tonight. The Beavers have also struck out 12 times. 3-1 Beavers in the 8th. Another throw to first, and again back to the bag goes Matt Klein. Queen can get himself out of the inning with a ground ball and a double play. Kellen Oakes has slowed down the pace again in the Beavers' pen, and here comes Rich Dorman. And whether that means a move to Kellen is in the offing, perhaps. Rich striding long as he does. It's an impressive and distinctive gait. Comes out to visit with his entire infield and battery of Queen and Weber. He hasn't made a call yet. It's a warm night in Omaha. 26 pitches thrown by the right-hander Wyatt Queen. Temperature is 84 degrees. We started at 87 back at 4:08 Pacific time. Rich turns and heads back to the dugout on his own. Tremendous job by Rich and the staff this year to get the Beavers to Omaha through it all. And that was not lost upon any of the writers who weighed in on the Beavers, one of the 8 here, and their remarkable story operating as an independent. Queen to the plate, off speed and down. Ball 1, 1-0. Three to 1 Beavers, top of the 8th. A 1-0 pitch, a strike, a throw down to first. Back to the bag goes Matt Klein. Wilson Weber keeping an eye on Klein. 1-1 to Eddie. Garrett Pike, a left-hander on deck. Trent Carraway deep and near the line at third. The 1-1 pitch, a line drive to right center field. Easton Talt moving over and is there to make the catch. 2 down. Garrett Pike will be the batter. You know, I know that 1968 changed the nature of the game with the mound being lowered from 15 inches to 10 inches after Denny McClain won 31. Louis Tiant had an ERA of 1.60. Drysdale 6 straight shutouts, 58 2/3 consecutive scoreless. First pitch fastball from Wyatt Queen, a strike, and the count 0-1 to Garrett Pike. Sometimes when you fall in love with the game, it's sort of what you know, right? And so I was only 2 years old in my love of baseball, and I thought, okay, well, I guess pitchers can strike out a lot of people and shut out a lot of people, and I thought it was cool. So I've always been kind of a fan of great pitching ever since. Although I will say 14-10 was pretty exciting at Goss last weekend. A throw to first base, back to the bag goes Matt Klein. But Carl Yastrzemski did win a batting crowd in the American League in '68, hitting .301. The powers that be struck the board and cried, "No more," and lowered the mound. The strike one pitch off speed, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. But I know I was at Dodger Stadium when Drysdale and Gibson squared off, and it was fun to see late in the year. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-1 Beavers in the 8th. Wyatt Queen ready. The strike 2 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Wilson Weber. And the count 1-2. Wyatt looking to get the Beavers 1 out closer to victory in Game 1 of this 2025 College World Series. At least for the Beavers in Louisville. Coastal Carolina won the lead lifter earlier today. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Another change. And Garrett Pike, to his credit, way out in front, managed to flick the barrel and get a little piece of it to stay alive. A leadoff single from Matt Klein. He's still at first with 2 down. 1-2 to Pike, and a great pitcher's duel tonight here in Bob Gibson's hometown. The 1-2 breaking ball swung out and missed for strike 3. The pitch was in the dirt. The throw from Wilson Weber to Jacob Craig is in time for out number 3. The inning is over, and the Beavers are 3 outs away, looking for insurance as we go to the bottom of the 8th. At the end of 7.5, the Beavers 3, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver fans, thinking of hosting a game day watch party or just enjoying some good food with good friends? Reese's deliciously convenient deli salads and ready to heat and share side dishes are always a fan favorite and ready for fun when you are. And as Reese's celebrates 75 years of good times, we can confirm that time flies when you're having fun. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Join today. Visit OregonStateCU.com/join. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Beavers leading Louisville 3-1. For the Beavers, it'll be Jacob Craig, Cannon Reeder, and Carson McIntyre in the ball game. I think I said Talt ranging over. It was McIntyre, pardon me, in the ball game, making the catch after pinch hitting for Easton Talt last inning. The Beavers have had a number of opportunities to really separate and, quite frankly, deliver what could be almost construed as a knockout punch, but have left 9 men on over the last 4 innings and are hopeful they can break through now for a little more insurance in the land of Mutual of Omaha and Marlon Perkins' Wild Kingdom. I couldn't help but think about Marlon walking around the zoo last night and the wonderful television show from the 60s and early 70s that I'm sure many of you remember, I hope fondly. Marlon Perkins and Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I've never felt like a sponsor got more, in a sense, out of the sponsorship. Because it wasn't just the Wild Kingdom, right? It was Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. That's how we all thought of it. Good marriage between advertiser and program. The new pitcher is right-hander Jake Schweitzer, and Jake misses to Jacob Craig. Ball 1. Jacob's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and walked. Schweitzer has had a brilliant season. This is his 23rd appearance, 4-2, an ERA of 2.15 with 3 saves. The 1-0 pitch, chop foul back of third by Craig. 1-1 to Jacob. 37 2/3 innings, 27 hits, 17 walks, 20 strikeouts. A batting average against of a paltry 194. 3-1 Beavers, bottom of the 8th. Jacob Craig leading it off against the right-hander Jake Schweitzer. Jacob swings and hits one foul to the left. The ball careens down off the press box and into the shoulder of a fan, unaware. She kind of grabs the right shoulder, rubs the pain out, and appears to play on. Good for her. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jacob Craig. Jake Schweitzer to the plate. Craig swings and strokes it to left. Zion Rose moves over and grabs it. 1 away. Pretty good contact, but another out. Cannon Reeder, the hitter. Cannon has grounded into a double play, been hit by a pitch, and appeared to have grounded into a double play again, but a rare error by shortstop Alex Alisei. In fact, only his 2nd of the season. Instead of an inning-ending double play ball, which it had the look of, to be quite honest, he kicked it, everybody was safe, and the Beavers picked up a gigantic insurance run in the 6th. And now Reeder at the plate, trying to get something going against right-hander Jake Schweitzer. First pitch to Cannon, backs him off, down and in, ball 1. 1-0. Schweitzer, a hometown kid out of Trinity High School in Louisville. His dad played baseball at Bellarmine. His mother, a cheerleader at Kentucky. The 1-0 pitch from Jake. Fastball, swung on and missed. The count 1-1 to Cannon. It was really enjoyable to visit with Cannon on our pregame show earlier today. A young man reveling and just saying, I'm having the greatest time of my life. We haven't even played any baseball yet. The 1-1 pitch taken down. Ball 2, 2-1. The hospitality, the rolling out of the red carpet, the big-time event. All the players were marveling over the police escort from our hotel, the Courtyard Marriott, downtown into lower downtown here, with all of the motorcycle city's finest leading the way. Reeder takes a strike and the count 2-2. I heard one of the players, I don't know who it was, say, this is so cool. And the fans, bless their hearts, one of the moms of the players organized kind of a line of cheers and rooters as the Beavers got on the bus. Reeder takes low, ball 3, 3-2. I've often walked from the hotel to the ballpark through the years, but with the hip and all that kind of, I got on the bus, didn't want to carry my broadcast gear, so I got to walk out, and every player was greeted, cheered, great ovations. Fans had their phones out and cheered the Beavers on as they got on the bus before the police escort brought them here. Sweet scene. The 3-2 pitch to Cannon Reeder, taken. Low and inside, ball 4. Dallas Macias, who was one of the heroes last Friday night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, will hit for Carson McIntyre here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Beavers leading 3-1. A week ago Friday back home. When I think about last Friday night, I don't channel Katy Perry. I channel Jacob Craig, Dallas Macias, Trent Carraway, and the Beavers rally from down 4-1 to tie and then ultimately win it in the 10th. A throw to first base. To the bag goes Cannon Reeder. 3-1 Beavers, bottom of the 8th. And last Friday, Dallas Macias had a huge pinch hit single into right field to help fuel the three-run comeback for the Ages. Looking for a big hit here in the 8th. Another throw to first. Cannon Reeder goes in standing up. The ball players last night, I know, and I was too, a little disappointed to not see any gorillas in the gorilla pen. John Wallace and Mike Stutz highly entertained all of us back in 06-07 by being frightened by the gorillas, making a quick rush to the windows and banging the windows and scaring John Wallace off the window. He had turned and was talking to somebody, turned and looked, and here comes a gorilla racing toward the window. And became known for a while thereafter, did Wally, as Gorilla Man. But no gorillas last night. Macias hits one foul to the left and out of play. No balls and a strike, bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Beavers. Reeder at first, one out. Macias takes a fastball a little high and away. 1-1 the count. Dallas's base hit was his biggest moment of the year. 2 homers, 12 RBIs, a batting average of 160. But a big reason why the Beavers are here in Omaha. He swings and pops one up to shallow left field. Zion Rose moving in and under. Zion loses his cap, makes the catch. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trent Carraway will come to the plate. Louisville has a right-hander and a left-hander throwing in their bullpen. The Beavers don't have anyone loosening in theirs. Whether Wyatt Queen will be given a chance to finish, we'll find out here shortly, one would think. Trent Carraway has struck out 3 times and singled. A first pitch base hit off of the starter, Patrick Forbes, back in the 4th. A throw to first. Cannon Reeder dives back. I wouldn't be stunned to see Cannon try to get a bag here, although one would like to see Trent Carraway, who's been hot, a chance to swing away. But the Beavers also don't think that they want anything to do with, well, Carraway could just lead off the bottom half of the next inning. A throw to first, and Reeder's picked off, and the inning is over. So we need not worry about that. Reeder, I think, was trying to extend the lead and was thinking about going, but he gets too far out and he gets picked, so that's that. The Beavers are gone in the 8th. They are 3 outs away from securing victory, and it's Kellen Oakes who will be brought in out of the Beavers bullpen to try to get those 3 outs. Kellen will go to work in the top of the 9th. For some reason, this call at first, are the Beavers going to challenge it? Here's the call from the home plate umpire.
Oregon State is challenging the out call at first base. The previous call is under review.
Well, folks, I don't know. That looked pretty clear cut to me. Well, maybe it isn't so clear cut. The ball clearly beat Cannon, but he went back into the bag with his left hand. And the question is, did the sweeping tag attempt by Tag Davis get Reeder before that left hand hit the bag? That's obviously what's under question. The ball beat him, but then Cannon twisted his body away from the tag attempt. I still think they got him. I think he extracted a little bit of the flesh of Cannon Reeder, and I think the out will stand. I think it'll be difficult to overturn this. So that means Kellen Oakes will be coming in here shortly, I would imagine. We'll get the call from Angel Campos in a second, I would think. The call, I believe, will stand, and the Beavers will try to get the final 3 outs and advance on the winner's bracket and play Coastal Carolina here Sunday at 4:08 Pacific. But 3 big outs to go, and we all know that those don't always come easily. Ask the Seminoles a week ago tonight. The review continues as we hit 9 o'clock here locally. And as it does, we'll pause now for our network stations to identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Well, as I suspected, the call is confirmed. Cannon Reeder is out. After further review, the call is confirmed. Kellen Oakes now gets a chance to come in out of the bullpen looking for the final 3 big outs to help the Beavers win and advance on the winner's side of the bracket. But just a 2-run lead to work with for Kellen. A call to the bullpen goes out, presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. To the top of the 9th we go in Omaha. The Beavers 3, Louisville 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hey, Beaver Nation, there's nothing like celebrating a big win, right? Generations of OSU families know that you can't win in sports or life without a strong team to support you. When it comes to your health, P3 Oregon is proud to support Oregonians and the Beaver Nation. The P3 Care Team works alongside your provider to connect you with the care you need in between doctor's visits. Medication management, nursing support, health questions. Our team has got your back. Celebrate a winning season of health. Visit p3oregon.org to learn more.
The Oregon Potato Commission has teamed up with Oregon State Athletics to let everyone know how nutritious and performance-enhancing potatoes are. Did you know that potatoes are one of the most nutritious foods you can eat? Potatoes are loaded with vitamin C and have more potassium than a banana. That's why Oregon potatoes are an integral part of the Power Pack diet specifically designed to fuel Oregon State athletes. As alumni, supporters, growers, and the official state vegetable of Oregon, the Oregon Potato Commission is proud to support Beaver athletics. Go Beavs!
Top of the ninth inning, the pride of Canby High School, Andy Peterson's outstanding program at Lynn Benton Community College. Kellen Oakes into the ball game for the Beavers, looking for the final 3 outs and a save. The Beavers 3, Louisville 1. But as we well know, it's far from over, and Kellen needs to fill up the zone and try to follow the examples for the most part of his predecessors in this one. Outstanding pitching for both clubs. Dax Whitney, 5 1/3, 3 hits, an unearned run. Eric Segura, clutch in the 6th inning, 2/3 with a hit but a strikeout. Wyatt Queen goes 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts and no runs. And now Kellen Oakes on a night where the Beavers have not allowed an earned run, trying to keep it that way and bring the ball game home. Kellen making his 19th appearance, 4-0, an ERA of 3.60. Kellen looking for his second save on the year. 35 innings, 29 hits, 17 walks, 46 strikeouts, a batting average against of 221. Zion Rose to lead it off for Louisville in the top of the ninth. Kellen to the plate. Fastball line to left field. A diving try by Turley, and it gets by him all the way to the warning track. Rose to second. He's digging for third, and he will get there with a triple to open the inning. Gavin Turley has had some tougher times defensively here coming down the stretch, with 3 errors in the postseason. And while this will not go as an error, it was an error of judgment in not keeping the line drive in front of him. And Louisville gets a runner at third with nobody out to open the top of the ninth inning, down 3-1. What should have been a line drive single to left instead played into a triple. The Beavers do have the luxury, even though it's a slim one, of a 2-run lead. Take Davis the batter. Oakes delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. But Turley leaving his feet to try to make the catch. An ill-advised choice on Gavin's part, because it would be a runner at first and nobody out with a double play in order. Now the strike one pitch is a ground ball into shallow right center for a base hit. The throw to first not in time from Singer, but it's now 3-2 with a tying run on first with nobody out. That type of play might have led to an out at second on a force. Singer was much closer to second base had you had Zion Rose at first. Take Davis, who got the base hit, will be called back for a pinch runner. Louisville with a tying run at first base in the top of the ninth inning with nobody out. So the door is wide open. Tanner Shiver is the runner. Running for Take Davis, who gets the RBI single back up the middle. 3-2 Beavers, nobody out, top of the ninth inning. Kellen Oakes to the plate. First pitch is a little high, ball 1, with Alex Alicea showing bunt. Alicea has 5 sacrifices on the season. And he's looking to try to bunt here, I would think, again. The runner goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second. Out at second. Ivar Arquette the throw and tags out the pinch runner, Tanner Shiver. One away in the top of the ninth inning. Great throw by Weber. Now, I have a feeling that Dave McDonnell is already saying we're going to challenge this to see if indeed the out stands at second. A great throw by Weber, and he is clearly out. If they do challenge it, the call will be confirmed.
Louisville's challenging the out call at second.
Yeah.
The previous call is under review.
That's fine. They can review it from here to eternity. Not a film made here. Some good ones have been made here. Alexander Payne, Omaha, local resident, about Schmidt, filmed in downtown Idaho. Good film with Jack Nicholson. But from here to eternity, Makapu, the island of Oahu, again, you can review it from here to that long, and the out will stand. This should be a very quick review. Great transfer by Wilson Weber. So the tying run would be off the base paths with one out once the call is confirmed. Tanner Shiver was 3 for 3 in stolen bases before Weber gunned him down. Ivar Arquette breaking to cover at second. The throw was a little bit high, but Ivar just very quickly made the catch and brought the tag down. And I'm a little surprised it's taking as long as it is, because clearly Arquette brought the tag down on the head first sliding Tanner Shiver. Huge out it would be. It would get the Beavers an out closer to victory. 3-2 Beavers here in the top of the ninth inning. Here comes the call from Angel Campos.
The call at second base is confirmed. The runner is out. Louisville is out of challenge for the remainder of the game.
Louisville has used 2 challenges unsuccessfully. Great job by Wilson Weber. Tanner Shiver caught stealing 2-6 for the first out of the inning. Alex Alicea now hitting away. The count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball down and in. Ball 2, 2-1 from Oaks. 3-2 Beavers, top of the ninth inning. Oaks back to the plate. Ground ball towards Arquette. He charges, gloves, fires, and he throws it by Jacob Craig. Backed up by Weber. Weber has no play at second. The ball goes into the on-deck area. Weber dropped the ball and tried to make the throw, and into third base with the tying run goes Alex Alicea. Arquette with a throwing error, his second error of the night. And then Wilson Weber trying to throw the ball down to second, had the ball pop out of his hand. And like a bar of soap, slipping out of the hand and falling behind him. The runner, Alicea, went diving into second, and Wilson Weber didn't have the ball. A bad throw by Arquette. A good throw would have gotten him. And then Weber trying to throw to second, had the ball fall out of his hand and go behind him. And the Beavers, with their defense, letting them down tonight in this inning. They have 3 errors in the game, 2 in the inning, and an error of judgment on Turley's part out and left. And Louisville very much alive with Alex Alicea, the tying run at third base. It's an E6 all the way on Arquette. That would have been, had he made the good throw, and he's been doing it all year, the second out of the inning, and the Beavers would have been 1 out away from victory. Instead, Arquette threw it by Jacob Craig. Wilson Weber was where he needed to be and backing it up. But when he picked the ball up to try to throw to second, the ball slipped out of his hand and went behind him towards the Louisville dugout, enabling Alex Alicea to race to third. The tying run 90 feet away with 1 out. Mitch Canham out to the mound to talk to his entire infield. Line drive, base hit, ties the game. Boy, the Beavers have left the door open. Kamayu Neighbors, a base hit to center, and it's a 3-3 tie. Unbelievable. The second unearned run of the game for Louisville. And the Beavers, who have been on a record-setting pace defensively, have been caught at 3 here in the top of the 9th inning with Lucas Moore, the batter. First pitch swinging, Kamayu Neighbors ties the game with a base hit to center. Instead of 2 outs and nobody on, the Beavers could have lived with a 2-out single and still been in pretty good position. But 2 errors on 1 play. Arquette and Wilson Weber enables the tying run to go to third. It scores on the next pitch. Moore takes a fastball for a strike from Kellen Oaks. 0-1 the count, a 3-3 tie in the top of the 9th. So all that talk about Trent Carraway and wanting no business of leading the inning off in the bottom half of the 9th. Well, he'll get a chance to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th. The strike 1 fastball from Kellen just missed, and the count 1-1. Well, the Beavers have the tables turned on them. This time it's by Louisville. Last week the Beavers scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th to tie. Louisville 2 in the top of the 9th to tie. Kellen Oaks from the stretch. He throws over to first base, and Kamayu Neighbors back to the bag. The inning got off to a rough start. The first pitch of the frame, a line drive to left. Should have been a base hit. Gavin Turley laid out. The ball went to the warning track for a triple. Fastball just outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Lucas Moore. But the Beavers, after giving up a base hit to pull Louisville to within 3-2, picked off the pinch runner. Tanner Schreiber thrown out, caught stealing, I should say, 2-6. Then a ground ball to short. Arquette, who's been incredible this year defensively, picked a bad time for maybe his first throwing error of the year. And instead of 2 outs, nobody on, and a 1-run lead, Louisville is pulled even. Kamayu Neighbors, the go-ahead run at first. The pitch to Moore, fouled back. 2-2 the count. 3-3 top of the 9th. Carraway, Arquette, and Turley in the bottom half. Fastball taken, strike 3 called, and Lucas Moore has struck out for a 4th time tonight. 2 down in the top of the 9th. Matt Klein, the batter. The Beavers have a left-hander up in their bullpen. I believe it's Tanner Douglas. But Louisville has scored 2, one of them unearned, in a really rugged inning for the Beavers defensively. One of the toughest they've had all year, in a year where they came in with a fielding percentage of .982 on record pace for the best year defensively by fielding average ever. But 3 errors tonight, 2 unearned runs for the Cardinals. A throw to first, the ball in and out of Jacob Craig's mitt. Kamayu Neighbors holds. A 3-3 tie in the top of the 9th inning. In the bottom half, the top of the order, Carraway, Arquette, and Turley for the Beavs. Kellen Oaks comes set, the right-hander to the plate. Fastball fouled back. No balls and a strike to Klein. He has struck out twice and singled to left. Also grounded out to Jacob Craig. He takes outside from Kellen Oaks to even the count at 1-1. 3 runs, 9 hits, an error for Louisville. 3 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Beavers. Kellen Oaks from the stretch comes to the plate. Fastball slice foul down the left field line and out of play. The Beavers had a 3-error game against Ohio State, the only other one this season, this in game 63. A check swing tapper in front of the mound. Fielded by Oaks, fires to Jacob Craig to retire the side. However, Louisville takes advantage of some defensive shakiness, a rare example of that, to score 2, and that's what good clubs will do. They'll make you pay, and the Beavers open the door, give up 2 in the top of the 9th. Now, looking for a run to win as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Louisville 3, the Beavers 3 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small. With Crater Lake Spirits proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics, we're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Bottom of the ninth inning. The Beavers give up 2 runs, one of them unearned in the top of the ninth. 2 rare errors, and Iva Arquette a 2-error game. Now, he's going to get a chance to hit here at the bottom of the ninth inning. And, well, you know that Iva would love nothing more than to have a chance to be a guy as part of a winning uprising here in the bottom of the ninth. A run wins it for the Beavers. Trent Carraway, Iva Arquette, and Gavin Turley against right-hander Jake Schweitzer. The Beavers have left 9 men on base. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Trent Carraway with a fresh count after Cannon Reeder was picked off to end the bottom of the 8th inning. Jake Schweitzer, the batter, or will face Carraway, and the first pitch to Trent is just inside, ball 1. 1-0. One ball and no strikes to Trent Carraway, leading matters off in the bottom of the ninth. He takes a strike and the count 1-1. The Beavers letting a 2-run lead slip away in the top of the ninth. They inflicted a similar wound on Florida State a week ago tonight with 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to force extra innings. That's Louisville charge now. Ground ball to third, fielded cleanly by Jake Monroe. Plays catch, throws it across to first to retire Carraway. Iva Arquette, the batter. Iva mentioned in the hallowed tones of 1-1 in The Athletic today by Keith Law. And he's certainly in the 1 to 5 conversation in virtually every mock draft. But he shows, as the game shows us constantly, how tough it is and how tough to play it at the highest level, which Iva has throughout this 2025 campaign. 2 big errors on Iva tonight. He swings and fouls one to the right and out of play. No balls and a strike. He also has 2 hits and a run scored. Looking to try to ignite a rally here in the bottom of the ninth with Gavin Turley on deck. Jake Schweitzer has only allowed 1 home run in 38-plus innings here in 2025, and this is not a home run park. So in a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the ninth, Arquette is looking to try to get on some way, somehow. He takes high and inside, and the count 1-1. The Beavers 2 runs in the 4th, an unearned run of their own in the 6th. Arquette late on a fastball, fouls it into the stands down below us, and the count 1-2. Louisville appeared dead to rights, quite honestly. The Beavers had momentum up 3-1, 3 outs away, but the top of the ninth got off to a shaky start defensively, and that theme continued. The Cardinals played it 2. Here we are in the bottom of the ninth. The Beavs trying to fight back now on their own, and Arquette lines one into left center field. Base hit, his 3rd hit of the night. Beautiful swing for Arquette. And he is the winning run at first with Gavin Turley coming to the plate. It was Arquette that got the Beavers started to victory last Friday night with a leadoff double in the bottom of the 10th inning and eventually scored the winning run on A.J. Singer's base hit to center. With one out and the bases loaded. Gavin Turley has struck out, grounded to short, grounded to second, and singled to center. Arquette, the winning run at first, held on after a conservative lead there, draws a throw and gets back. First baseman is Bayram Hott. H-O-T. Bayram Hott. The pitch to Turley. A line drive down the left field line and heading towards the corner. Chased down by Zion Rose. He struggles with it at the corner. Rounding third is Arquette. Ivan is way to the plate. He scores! And the Beavers win! Gavin Turley, an RBI double. The Beavers win it 4-3. After kicking it a bit in the top of the ninth inning, the Beavers come back in the bottom half. And the dynamic duo of Iva Arquette and Gavin Turley bring the victory home. Iva obviously smarting from the two errors tonight. Gets the base hit, and then Gavin Turley, the home run and RBI king, rips a double into the left field corner. Zion Rose juggled the ball near the 335 mark. And in a game with the accent on pitching all night long, it's a single and a double that win it for the Beavers in the bottom of the ninth. And the Beavers advance on the winner's bracket to play Coastal Carolina Saturday afternoon at 4:08. Well, that was worth, I guess, giving up a couple of runs to see a finish like that. The Beavers 4, Louisville 3. The Beavers advance in the winner's bracket. Our postgame show coming up on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
It's been so long. How have you been?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Dave, why are you talking that way?
Please say 1 for a compliment or 2 for a question.
Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm going to go.
Talking with an automated phone tree can feel pretty ridiculous. That's why when you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll get a real person to answer all your important questions.
Pacific Source Health Plans? This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Find a plan at PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.
First Interstate Bank is the proud sponsor of the Community Hero Program. Throughout the year, Beaver Nation has been submitting their community hero stories, and First Interstate Bank wants to give a special shout out to